Hello. We are back. We are back. I'm sitting here playing with this stupid StreamYard, like praying that it do right because it's acting a little weird tonight. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But nevertheless, we are back. Thank y'all for joining me back. I see you guys in the building. Yes, all 77 so far. I know everybody else is coming on over. I know a lot of other people are going live tonight as well. But yes, this is our normal time on Sundays for our review. So we are at part 2, honey, of Love and Marriage Huntsville, season 6, episode 33. Okay. Oh my goodness. So much happened in this particular episode. In this part 2 of the reunion. Lord. Let's get into it. If you guys didn't get a chance to check out our pop-in video a few hours ago, because I was just on live, then hey, check that out. Thank you so much, Les Moore. Thank you so much, Flower Bloom. And everyone else coming in the building. I see somebody got a birthday, Dark and Lovely. Did a shout out, said, please give me a shout out for my birthday. Happy birthday to Miss Dark and Lovely. I saw the message, honey. Happy birthday. Anybody else with a birthday tonight before we get started? Anybody else? What about an anniversary? Anybody with a birthday or anniversary tonight? Anyone? No one else? Okay. Well, happy birthday, Miss Dark and Lovely, honey. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. That was without a warm-up too, girl. All right, let's get into the show. Okay. All right. Why am I sweating already, y'all? I'm doing too much. Running up and down the damn stairs too. All right. Happy birthday, sweetheart. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope you had a great day thus far, okay? I am sipping, let me go ahead and tell y'all what I'm sipping. I am sipping orange juice, blueberry lemonade, a little bit of grenadine, and some rum. Oh, it's good. And I totally made it up just now downstairs. It's hitting too. It's hitting. I ain't put too much rum so I can be, but just enough to give me a little hey tonight. Okay. But thank you so much, you guys, for being here. Happy birthday to all. If anyone has an anniversary tonight, happy anniversary to you. Okay. Yes. Let's get into the show. All right. So Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion part 2. Oh, it's so much that happened, Lord. So much to happen. All right, so the reunion part 2 segment begins with Tisha yelling out stuff at Kiki. She's exposing Kiki with a meme saying that your husband has been cheating on you, Kiki, and said that Kiki was cheating on her husband as well. Kiki actually agreed that it did happen. She was like, yeah, and so she was saying, yes, she did cheat on a meme, and a meme did cheat on her. All right, so Tisha says that they've cheated on each other over their entire marriage, child. But I'm like, Tisha, you ain't no one to be speaking on anybody's marriage because quiet as kept. Girl, like, girl. And so yes, honey, I'll be singing over here too. We do it all. All right, so Tisha says that Kiki paid for a meme to go out on a date with another woman, you guys. I said, oh, no, you didn't. Of course, Marceau is grinning because he is enjoying any negative innuendos about Kiki. He's here for it. So the whole time that Tisha is pulling out all these tricks out her bag that her mama sat her down and told her prior to the damn reunion, she got Marceau over here, child, in his own little world. He's happy as hell to hear that. All right, so she says when they started dating that she said that when they first started dating, what Kiki was trying to say is that she gave Amin some money. Okay, this is how she said it happened. She said she gave Amin some money. He asked for some money, and she said, okay, here's some money. Later on, she found out that he was out with some girl, and she said she acted a whole fool when she found out that happened. So it wasn't like it was something that, like she gave him some money to say, here, go out with this girl. She found out later on that it happened, okay? So upon Tisha doing all that, Kiki then says, you so dumb, telling Tisha that she's so dumb. She says, at least I ain't stupid, and at least I ain't a stupid, dumb trick. I was just like, whoa, okay. So like I said, Wanda totally told Tisha that to give her some ammunition on Kiki. You already know she did that. She already knew she was coming to the reunion. She wanted Tisha to be equipped with something to say to Kiki because she knows that Kiki knows her business. So she was preparing her, because we ain't heard Tisha talk about none of this all season. Kiki been firing her ass up the entire season, and now all of a sudden Tisha come out swinging at the reunion. I'm like, girl, we don't want to hear that shit now. We needed that energy throughout the actual season. I don't want to hear that now. Where was your antennas when she was talking all that during the damn show? She been firing your ass up the whole show, and here you come at the reunion. And anyway, girl. All right, so Tisha said, you know I'm not a dummy. Do we? Do we, girl? So Carlos proceeds to calm them down, okay, from the arguing so that he can proceed on with being messy, because y'all know that's what his ass lived to do. Now, Carlos asked Keisha, is it true that there were infidelities in your marriage? Kiki was like, yes. She was real nonchalant about it, too. Yeah, like, yeah, it was. So Kiki says, I gave him, like I said, the money, So everybody's sitting there looking like, because they were under the impression, like I said, that she just gave the man some money to go out here and cheat, when that's not how it happened. Kiki said that she was 18 years old when this said situation happened as well, okay? So, of course, Tisha brought that up to deflect, like I said, from them switching it up on her and Marceau and their infidelities in their marriage. She don't want to talk about their infidelities. And according to Tisha, their marriage is perfect. So she wanted to deflect and switch everything up to where the attention was on Kiki and Amin, which it didn't fly right. It didn't land right, Tisha. You didn't accomplish what you came to accomplish, which was to embarrass Kiki, because she owned up to it and she didn't deny it like you were doing. See, that's what I respect that with Kiki. She acknowledged that, hey, yeah, we've had some shit going on in our marriage, and what else you got? Okay, that's something that Tisha's never been able to do. So big ups to Kiki for that. So Tisha then says that she wasn't speaking to Kiki because of a conversation with some type of guy that they were dealing with who had cheating allegations about Tisha and Marceau. See what I mean? Everybody can't be lying. How are there so many allegations of Tisha and Marceau cheating? And Tisha always like to say that it's not true. She always try to downplay it, and I don't like that. If the man cheated, he cheated. Damn, if y'all still together, y'all trying to work it out. I respect that. Everybody have issues in their marriage. I don't have infidelities, thank God, because I don't play that bullshit. But some people do. I think that people would get off Tisha if she just go ahead and admit to the fact that she's had some infidelities. Like last reunion, it took Kiki trying to pull it out of her that there were naked pictures in the phone, or nude pictures or whatever, a girl showing her butt in Marceau's phone, where he's commenting saying midday work surprise and being disrespectful. So hey, it happened. It happened. We've seen you on TV crying and stuff too, Tisha. So cut it out, girl, about Marceau. Cut it out. All right. But Tisha, like I said she wasn't speaking because of the allegations about Tisha and Marceau. Tisha also goes on to say that Kiki lied to her about what was said when she asked her, so she chose to ignore Kiki at the barbecue, which got that drink in your face, okay? So she was like, yeah, that's why I was ignoring her ass at the barbecue, because she chose to lie to me. And then came in like, hey, Tisha. Tisha like, did she know she was going to be baptized? So then Tisha then goes on to say that Kiki is using me and Marceau for her storyline on this show instead of talking about herself and her life. I kind of teeny weeny bit agree with that, okay? With everything that Kiki has going on, I think we find out more about Kiki on her IG page versus on the show. And I respect her totally for maybe sitting on some of that shit because it might be embarrassing, but you are on a reality show. People want to know you. People want to know your life. Like I know on her IG page, she talks about she writes books. She talks about she's a professor. She talks about her husband and her having like a better marriage, that they've been through some things. She also talks about her son being very good in sports. These are things that you can add to your, to your storyline to make it more interesting, because it's kind of getting draining listening to you running back and forth with stuff about Tisha and Marceau. The fans, and I'm gonna tell you what the fans are saying, because y'all know I read comments. The fans are saying that you are obsessed of Tisha and Marceau. Okay, period. They're saying that you're obsessed. They're saying that you are obsessed. So I think that she might want to, focus a little bit more on her. Kiki's storyline, I feel like this season is, since you've already last season brought it out that Tisha and Marceau had some infidelities. A great thing that you could have done was talk about, like I said, your family and all that. We want to hear about your recovery. There's a lot of people that's dealing with being on prescription drugs. You could have used that as your way to encourage somebody and show them how to get out of the situation that you're in. You're on methadone. You're slowly weaning yourself off that. So somebody else will be like, hey, I'm interested to find out how she got to where she is in her recovery, and that would have been a great thing. A lot of people were asking too, why is Amin not in the promo with Kiki? That's her husband. Like all the other couples that are on the show, their husbands are in the promo. Kiki is shown by herself, like it's just her. Like maybe they're separated or not together. There were rumors that she and her husband were separated. I don't know. I won't speak on it, but I just said that it looks weird in the promo that her husband is not standing up there with her. Like, okay, we're a team, we're one. We're on, because you have been seeing Amin in several scenes on this season alone. So I think that he should have been in there. Period. Hey, thank you guys for coming in. Girlfriend Chronicles, shout out to you. Thanks for being here. Okay. Tisha also says that I can she says that I can have she says I'm over a full, hold on. Oh, okay. She was saying that she have the full conversation on the paper. So Tisha reached behind Marceau when she's trying to have some receipts, child. She reached behind Marceau and grabbed this stack of papers, and she said that she had the complete conversation between she and Kiki in terms of what they had on the phone, and she wanted to bring that just in case Kiki tried to lie. Okay, but everybody was like, okay, yeah, we don't care, Tisha. All right. I was like, girl, goodbye. So Carlos then says that the show Love and Marriage Huntsville is so popular that people want to attach themselves to it. Okay. Carlos then asked Kimmy, says that Kimmy, do you feel that Tisha is in denial with what Kiki is saying? Do you think that she just doesn't want to acknowledge it, meaning with the cheating allegations in her marriage? So Kimmy kind of drops her head because she knows that it's true, because she's going through the same shit. Both of them going through the same stuff. So, and then too, she's a Scot. So if she goes against Tisha, she gonna hear about the shit later on from Marceau, from Maurice, all in her damn ear. And then Tisha, being the 3-year-old that she is, you supposed to be a Scot. You supposed to be my sister and take up for me. Tisha thinks that no matter right or wrong, that Kimmy is supposed to just take up for her regardless. Okay. So it kind of puts Kimmy in a bad situation to where she can't really speak 100% how she feels. So she just kind of dropped her head like, damn, here we go. Y'all put me on the spot. I kind of got to say yes. Okay. But Kimmy then goes on to say, well, she didn't really want to speak on it. She says, well, no, you go, Mel. So she told Mel to go, which was a telltale sign to me that, yeah, there's some inconsistencies there, because you didn't just come out and outright say no. You shot the conversation over to Mel for her to say something, and Mel was just like, I don't want to be in this at all. So they kind of doing the whole no, you go, Mel, no, you go, Kimmy, back and forth between Mel and Kimmy. All right, so Martel, of course, he's sitting there laughing like a schoolgirl because they ain't got on his ass yet, and it's coming. So Stormy, she kind of makes that face where her nose is touching her lip, and I was just like, girl, you can stay out of it. So Kimmy finally says, well, no, she says that I just don't feel like that at this point that she's, I just feel like at this point she's just over it. It's been 5 years. It's exhausting, if you, she says that if you feel that he's cheated, then bring the girl, bring some pictures, bring the P, she called, P-U-S-S-Y. She said, bring that, etc. Bring something. And then Tisha's sitting there like, yeah, exactly. Like, you said it right, Kimmy. Like, that's exactly what I was expecting you to say. So then Carlos then turns to Melody and said, well, what do you think, Melody? Okay. Melody kind of shakes her head like, damn, Carlos, I just said I didn't want to get in this bullshit. All right. So Marceau is kind of looking, and he's looking like a shaved Grinch sitting there with this little smile at Mel, like, okay, what you getting ready to say? Because he know Mel know his shit. All right. So he looked weird too with his face shaved like that. But Melody then says, it's a lot. It's been a lot. She says, from experience, I know that when you choose to walk away from a marriage, she said that you want something concrete. She said, so I feel that that's where Tisha is and where she's coming from. And she just doesn't want to move unless she gets something more concrete. So, but my thing is, but Tisha, you made several statements, sis, that kind of made everybody think that you had some stuff going on in your marriage. And I'm just saying, Tisha cried in the car at Black. We saw that whenever she was questioning Marceau about the picture of him in the hotel, laying in the bed with his back out, honey, a woman. Somebody had to take it. Who's in it? You up in there with a man? Like, who was it that took the picture? Because like I said, you were laying on your side away from said person who was behind you that took this picture while you were in Atlanta. So when Tisha called him to come to Black to tell him she wanted to talk to him, she broke down and started crying in the car because she knew he was lying to her, okay? She also cried when she saw Marceau talking to Tyra. Y'all remember Tyra from Love and from Ready to Love. Y'all remember that? She was very overjealous of Marceau just having a simple conversation with the girl. She was like, I don't want him. He ain't my type. She was just making conversation because they just happened to be in the same space. But he, of course, was kind of, looking at her because she had on this red dress. The body was bodying. And Tisha was kind of feeling away, which made her go out and get another BBL because she was, trying to compete or whatever. So then Tisha was, like I said, heard on a phone call crying to her friend in another episode about Marceau not coming home like he should. Plus, of course, we all know he went to Africa without her, which I was talking about earlier, where she pretty much begged him to go. And he told her, I need to go because I'm just feeling depressed, Tisha. Why are you so depressed? You got a wife and family at home. What is so depressing? Maybe the lawsuits, because you do owe that $5.5 million, because during that time, I think that's when he first found out. That was after they got those PPP loans. I think that's around the same time he found out that they did, that they were going to be sued for fraud and misrepresentation from Zen Garden. So, of course, Marceau told Tisha that, like I said, he was out of town working, doing all these jobs, in the whole deposition with Zen Garden, because I talked about it over here, which then in the deposition it proved with Zen Garden that Marceau was not finishing and or completing jobs, and hell, he didn't do some of the jobs. So where were you during that time that you were telling her that you were working and you were out of town? Who were you with and what were you doing? Because according to the deposition with Zen Garden, you weren't doing shit. You were not. That's why they're suing you. You weren't doing no work. So Tisha, you might want to check up on that and think back on that while you are riding Kiki on what's going on in her marriage and in her life, because your husband, he got a lot of gaps there that ain't being filled, or maybe they are being filled. You might want to check up on them too. All right. I mean, hell, like I said before, even Wanda, honey, was following your husband, thinking he had a woman in the truck. So if your mama, like I said, if your mama think he cheating, shit, what else are we gonna think, Tisha? What else are we gonna think? All right. And then of course that and he was in that old repo truck that y'all remember his truck got repoed in Atlanta. Okay, not to get off topic too much. That same white truck he was in when Wanda saw him when she was on her IG live and spotted his truck. That's the same truck that got repossessed when he went to Atlanta and tried to make it sound like somebody stole his truck and saying that he called the police and they did nothing. Well, usually they don't when they pull it up and see your shit was repoed. But go off. All right. Now, Carlos then says to Kiki, says that you're calling Tisha dumb and you're calling her an idiot. Why is this? Okay. Kiki says that these are things that she's never seen with me. Says that why would I make up things to ruin their marriage? Okay. Marceau then says to ruin our marriage and for a storyline. See, he's talking to Kiki. Here comes Marceau jumping in for some extra camera time and to be running his mouth. Nobody directed a question towards him, but in true Marceau form, he likes to jump in and insert himself in things that's got nothing to do with him. All right, so then Kiki then says, which is why you go around spreading my business, Marceau, okay? And he does. So Carlos then asks Kiki questions about her sobriety. And then, of course, production rolls tape on the Home Depot situation, which you guys know, where Kiki was shown on the news station where it was said that she stole a lock and some other things, where she had a child with her and she was running out of the store and she peeled out of the parking lot, almost hitting another car. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that whole situation happened. And then they also showed the drink talk. So they're showing a plethora of different things that happened with Kiki and her behavior, which made people think that she might have been still using. Okay. They showed Melody giving her a drug test. And she also mentioned the methadone. They rewind the tape back to where she was said that she was taking methadone. They were saying that her drug test was clean, but then she was saying she was on methadone, and then Mel named out the methadone, and they were saying methadone wasn't in there. So then Carlos King was saying that there was some type of discrepancy there in that. But Kiki she was saying she takes the methadone every day, but it wasn't picked up on the test, which was very weird. Now, I looked up something because I always like to do my due diligence. All right. Like to do my due diligence. Let me pull up something right quick because I saw something that okay, now it says that methadone is not usually tested on a standard 5 or 7 panel drug test unless it is specifically requested. So this looks like it was a standard drug test that Melody went and got for Kiki to take. So maybe it wouldn't have picked up on that because maybe it didn't test for that. Okay, I don't know why Melody yelled it out whenever she said there's no methadone in there. Maybe because she knew she was on methadone. I don't know. Carlos then says that, but you threw a drink on Tisha. Says that we never saw that until Melody threw one on Martel. Y'all remember at Chris and Nell Fletcher's house when Mel and Martel had a big knockdown drag out when Martel said that Ariane actually pleases him in the bedroom, disrespecting Mel. She stood up and threw a glass and hit him with the drink. And that is what Carlos is referring to, okay? Melody then says, yeah, and he deserved it, okay? Martel goes like this, frowns up. So Carlos then says to Kiki, says that people understood the drink toss because of conversation leading up to it, right? Says that people from the cast and crew says that your behavior has been very erratic and that you were on a mission at the barbecue, okay? It says that to Tisha's credit, she ignored you, right, Kiki? Kiki, she responded by saying yes. So then Kiki says, well, when I'm ignored, okay, then I'm very triggered by that. Okay. So Carlos says that when you saw her behavior, did you think that she was still on drugs? He was talking to Tisha and Marceau. They both agreed yes. So Tisha said, and she's still on drugs, Carlos. But how do you know that, Tisha? So Tisha then goes on to say that last year I had a conversation with her and she was still on drugs. Kiki then says to Tisha, liar. She sounds like Marceau. Says, you're lying. All right. So Tisha then says that you were in a drug dealer's car and you took money out of his console. And then you turned around and paid him that same money back for some drugs for him. I said, damn, that's some pimping right there. Take his money, then pay him his money for his own. Girl, you done got some free drugs out here. Ooh, look. Child. No wonder you a professor. You done took the man money, gave him the money back, and got some free drugs, girl. Where they do that at? Kiki, girl. I see how you a whole professor out here, girl, because the way you be moving, that is some boss shit right there, girl. All right, so let's move on. Kiki did admit that that happened a long time ago and that it was not last year. So she's trying to say, oh, that was way back when, child. I did that a long time ago. But the fact that you did it, it's not a good look, Kiki. You kind of, oh, girl, you giving vibes like you a little hood a little bit, all right? That don't kind of give professor vibes to me, but go on. So Marceau says, how long ago was that? Here he go again. Kiki says, boy, shut up. So Kiki's on that by now. She's sick of Marceau. She's telling him to shut up. She says it was 5 or 6 years ago, all right? I'm like, damn, you still a Kiki? So Kiki, of course, is mad. She's still telling Marceau to shut up, says that you don't even know. She says, if nobody don't ever tell you, then shut up, okay? She says, I'm going to tell you, Marceau, just shut up. So she's still on that shut up stuff. Everybody kind of looking like, okay. She is turned by this time, y'all. So Carlos then asked the cast if Kiki was still on drugs. Why? I feel like he's kind of drawing it out. If the girl already says she's not still using, if she's already shown on national television that she took a drug test to kind of pipe everybody down, why are you going and asking the cast? They're not doctors. They didn't administer her any type of drug test. So why the grilling? Like, I don't see Marceau getting that type of grilling. I don't see Martel getting that type of grilling. I just feel like it was unfair for him to kind of stay on Kiki on that nerve like that when she's steady saying that all the things that they're accusing her of happened a long time ago and she's not in that space anymore. Okay. I just thought that was unfair. I feel like he was trying to make her look like she was just a drug addict on the show and that her behavior when she be turning up on people is because she's on all these drugs. Okay. Yeah, it was not a good look. Melody says that I didn't think that it was appropriate. I thought that it was inappropriate to throw the drink, though. Okay. Maurice then says that Kiki was looking for a moment and she sacrificed Tisha for that moment. All right. Kimmy then says that it wasn't my first thought. However, y'all know that's her first word, her favorite word. However, when you look, she said, when you look all around, she says at the stuff, she says that you kind of put things together. Kimmy then kind of explains how Kiki came into the barbecue saying that she was very jittery and she was very, very sweaty during that time. Okay. So then Carlos then asked Kiki about the drug test and the test testing negative. He says that you did admit to methadone, but the test came out negative. And he was saying, how is that if you're taking methadone? And Melody called out that methadone was negative. Okay. But yeah, like I just said, if it's a standard test, then it doesn't even test for that unless it's specifically asked for. So then Kiki says that there wasn't any methadone on the test, which I just said. So it was a standard test that she took. All right. So then production rolls a clip showing Melody reading the results, like I said, on everything being negative. All right. Carlos then said that, did you use someone else's pee? It's too much at this point, okay? Melody jumps in and says, no, she didn't. Okay. Because Melody went into the bathroom area as well as production, and Kiki co-signs that. Okay. Kiki said, well, would you like me to take another test today? All right. Marceau jumps right in and says, yes, I'm down for that. Why don't you take one? Because you've been doing a lot of sniffing on your lives, Marceau. I mean, no shade, but you've been doing a lot of sniffing. I don't know if you got allergies or whatever, but that's a telltale sign. And I know a few dust heads, okay, out here that be doing it. And you kind of giving signs. I ain't saying you own the stuff, but I'm saying you might want to take one too, since you pointing at Kiki, because, you know, that's what it's giving. I done saw a few of your lives where you was over there doing that a lot. And I was like, okay, you should have been over this cold by now, because you done went live a few times and you still sniffing. So that's what it gave me. I mean, let's see what your test say, smart ass. So Melody jumps in and says, no, she didn't. Kiki says that, of course, would you like me to take another one? Marceau says, yes, I'm down. Kiki says, I 100% will take a drug test. Okay. Melody says that I like to be straight up on things. She says that she did not know that she was going to actually be taking a test that day. The producers were also in the restroom when she took it, like I just said. Marceau says, but the test is lying. Carlos then says, Kiki, are you on drugs today? They're still on it, y'all. Kiki says no drugs, no method. She says no drugs, but methadone, yes. All right, which that's prescribed by her doctor. So Carlos then says that when is the last time that you took any hard drugs? The girl just said she was on methadone. She didn't say nothing about being on hard drugs. Carlos is trying to make her out to look like she's a whole crackhead out here. She says that I've never taken any kind of hard drugs, just Percocets. Okay, that's what Kiki says. So Carlos then says that when's the last time that you took Percocets? Okay, Kiki says it was years ago. So then Kiki says, don't sit here. Wait, hold on. Okay, so then they start arguing. Okay, they start arguing. She and Marceau start arguing. Martel, he's just kind of sitting there staring at Kiki like he wanted a few Percocets. Okay, I was like, your ass need one, because you be the way you be turning up Martel, you need a few Percocets too, so you can calm your ass down. I'm just saying, Kiki, shoot some of them Percocets over there to Martel, because sis, he need a few Percocets because he be turning up too. So Carlos then says, are you sober right now? Is this an interview, Carlos? Is this an interview or a reunion? Damn. Kiki says, 100% yes, I am sober right now. Carlos says that, were you sober at the barbecue during filming? Damn. Kiki says 100% yes. So Carlos says that, why do y'all, meaning Tisha and Marceau, think that she's still on drugs? Marceau says, I've known her for 18 years and I've picked Kiki up many times off the road. Okay. Kiki says, you're lying. All right. So Kiki then says that my husband took my keys from me, so I called you to come and get me. All right. Now, I'm just going to play devil's advocate right here. I believe if years ago, if she was kind of in that space, if she was taking Percocets, maybe she was feeling a little woozy, and she wanted to kind of go out for a little drive or whatever, to let some wind blow through her hair. And maybe her husband took the keys so that, you know, she wouldn't be out there driving dirty and being high and getting pulled over and or arrested for being under the influence of Percocets. I feel like maybe that's why he took the keys. But for her to call, she probably didn't want to call her husband because maybe they were fighting or whatever. So maybe he wasn't going to come and get her if she decided she wanted to walk from the house after he was trying to prevent her from leaving. So maybe she called Tisha. Tisha probably couldn't leave because Tisha's there with the kids. So she called Marceau, which was the next person who probably, you know, maybe she was in a good space with him during that time to where she felt comfortable enough to call him and say, hey, can you come and pick me up from such and such space? But he made it seem like she just out there on Percocets, child, on the side of the road, just strung out like, on one of them. And she was just saying that's not the case, that she just walked away from the house because her husband took her keys and would not allow her to drive. So Kiki says, Marceau then frowns up and says, so that's what you actually came up with when she was saying that her husband took the keys. So Kiki says, don't sit here and lie. All right, saying to Marceau. She says that my husband took my keys and I said, I'm just going to go walk then. All right. So Tisha whispers to Carlos, at which they picked it up and they put the words up on the screen and says that she really needs help. Like for real, Carlos, she really needs help. So then Marceau says, and you were walking? He says that's the reason why. So he's still trying to get Kiki to tell his truth versus hers. So Kiki says, whatever you want to believe at this point, Marceau, like whatever you want to believe. So Tisha then, she kind of chuckles and laughs like, yeah, we got you. Okay. So of course, all the cast on stage, they're kind of sitting there looking like, okay, what's happening now? All right, so then they discussed the Crime Stoppers, where Kiki was seen, like I said, on the news, where they were talking about what she was doing at Crime Stoppers. A lock was missing, and her child was with her. She done peeled out the parking lot, And Kiki says that how or why would I actually steal a lock? Okay, when they showed the actual footage and they mentioned that she stole a lock out of Home Depot. I said, child, a lock? Out of all that shit, good shit they got at Home Depot, and that's all you could figure out to get was a damn lock. Anyway, child, maybe you was on them perks if that's all you got was a lock. I'm saying. Anyway, so Marcel then says to take it back and get the money and do drugs. So that's why she was saying, why would I be stealing a lock? So Marcel says, because you want to take it back and get the money so you can go do drugs. All right, so Carlos says, I saw the Crime Stoppers, and that looked 100% like you in the video, Kiki. Okay. So then Kiki says, I never denied it was me. She says, I denied the story that they attached to it. She says, I will be 100% vindicated. You can bet my word on that. Okay. I was like, child. So then Marcel says, how much are we betting, with his smart ass mouth? All right. Then Kiki kind of frowns at Marcel like, bitch, shut up. Okay. That's the look she gave him. Carlos is done grilling Kiki after this. I was like, Lord. He says, well, I offer my support to you, Kiki. I was like, oh, really? After you done sat there and grilled her ass, now you offer your support after she's sitting over there feeling the type of way that you done pretty much said she was this whole crackhead and she was doing hard drugs when the girl sat there and said she only did Percocets. All right, so the next segment is the Whitlows. They're there, Tiffany and Louis. Okay, y'all know they quit the show this particular season. Carlos asked Tiffany if she's ready, to answer questions or whatever at the reunion there. Tiffany says, for your hot seat, so they're kind of having a little exchange back and forth. Little haha. So the cast, of course, they're glad to see Tiffany and Louis. Everybody's smiling. It kind of changes the vibe from what was going on with Kiki. With Kiki just now. So everybody else is in a different headspace. Tiffany, she looks very good for once. I was like, you girl, because you usually be looking like First Lady from Church of God in Christ with your get up. I don't know who dressed up for the reunion, but that color was given. She had on like a turquoise color, and then she had on like, prom jewelry or whatever. Y'all know I'm messy. She had on like little prom jewelry. She had her hair was cute. She looked good. Her makeup was giving. I was like, okay, look at Tiffany. You could tell she still looks a little swollen from where she had baby Ace. She still haven't lost all her baby weight yet, and it's fine. She still look cute. So Nell and Chris Fletcher, they're also welcome to the stage. Nell looked great. She had on this gold dress, child. Her hair was in an updo. She looked good. Her makeup was giving. Chris had on like a red suit, child, and the S curl was curling. I was like, yes, S curl. You had a little extra gel on there, a little extra, Soul Glow sprayed up on the sides or whatever. I was like, you're serving. But Carlos then says to Chris, says that you're a TikTok sensation, ain't you? Okay. He says, is that true? Talking to Chris. So they both get up and they're doing this little dance, child, that he saw Chris doing on TikTok or whatever. So they, pop locking it. He kind of Chris, he kind of going across the floor doing his little thing, and Carlos, he's doing his little mess looking crazy. I was like, if y'all asses don't sit down so we can finish this reunion, don't nobody want to see that. Okay. So Carlos says that Chris's dancing gives him George Jefferson. Okay. Chris kind of frowned on like, nigga, I ain't George Jefferson. I be pop locking over here. George Jefferson don't be pop locking. Okay. Yes, catch that. So Nell is cracking up at the two of them up dancing. Nell says, oh, Carlos can dance. Okay. Then everybody's just kind of laughing at the two of them up dancing, being silly. All right, so then Carlos then jumps in on Martel. So Carlos sitting over there, Martel sitting over there like this, laughing. So Carlos said, all right, so Martel, he like this. I'm like, oh shit. He looked like you about to get a whooping from Carlos. That's how his whole facial expression changed from laughing at them up dancing. And then when Carlos said, okay, so Martel. So now everything, the energy is about to be on Martel. He kind of looked like, oh shit, like here we go. All right, so Carlos then jumps on Martel. He frowns. He gets nervous. He starts adjusting his suit. I don't know why he keep doing that. It's so obvious. Like Martel makes it so obvious. Whenever Carlos got ready to get on him, he started adjusting his tie. He doing this shit here. He was fixing that little flap down in the front. I'm like, what is that shit? Cut that off. Cut that off. Mel already said ain't shit down there. I don't know what you're trying to cover up. Like, cut that little flap that you had hanging down there. Cut that off. You ain't. What that's supposed to be like a little dick flap or something like that. Cut that shit off. So anyway, Martel, he says that Martel this season is a new man without Melody by his side. Says that we watched as he juggled dating. Okay, Martel frowns up like, And he says, and co-parenting as a bachelor. We didn't watch him co-parenting. Did anybody else see the Eminem kids on the show this season? I didn't. When did they show him co-parenting? I didn't see that. Maybe because I know I watched every episode. But whatever, all right. Yeah, Martel, his parenting wasn't shown on the show. But like I said, he's so stupid. That would have gave him a storyline at least. That would have gave him a storyline at least. But he was trying to be messy and coming against Mel, keeping the Eminem kids off the show. That would have helped you with your storyline. You said you want to show your real life. That's your real life, nigga. That's your kids. Everybody wants to see how you are co-parenting your kids. Ever since this damn deposition from the custody case came out, where it was talked about that you were disciplining your kids by giving them hot sauce and putting soap in their mouth as a form of punishment. So to see you in action, co-parenting would have been a great thing. You get them 1 week on, 1 week off. So you kind of slighted your own nose, cut your own damn nose off, slice your face, as they say. That could have been your storyline. But you were being mean and vindictive towards Mel. Now you don't have no fucking storyline because she don't want to film with you. And she probably ain't going to really film with his ass coming up next season if he's even on there. Okay? And I'm going to have to save that news for our Car Chronicles tomorrow. All right. So production kind of shows Martel and Shereé, child, lying the entire damn season about this fake-ass relationship. I think everybody watching the show knew that the relationship between Martel and Shereé was fake. I think everybody knew that. It was all made up. It was all so that Martel could have a storyline because he was nervous that Mel probably wasn't going to film with him. Mel was not feeling him. That was during the time that they were going through the court custody battle, so he could not be asking production, hey, can you have Melody film a scene with me? Because nobody else really wanted to fool with Martel like that. He was already in a bad space with Marceau. We saw that. When Marceau came to his house, they got into this heated exchange where Chris had to come and sit in the middle and kind of, talk to the both of them. So Martel really didn't have any alliances this season. Not really. Like they kind of tolerated him, but in terms of him having like real friends, like the way he and Marceau and everybody else used to be, where he used to hang out with the fellas, not so much. So Tiffany, they showed a scene where Tiffany was confronting Shereé and asking if the P down here was good enough to keep Martel. So then Tiffany, of course, they showed her meeting up with Martel and Marceau at Black. And then where Marceau was actually calling her a Karen, all right. Then Martel was actually speaking on Nell, and the crew asking about Martel's wedding ring, okay, where Nell was asking Martel, why you got on that damn wedding ring when they were in Houston, okay? And then Martel, they showed a scene where he was begging Melody to come back, and then they showed the season finale episode where he and Melody met up, where he bought her those flowers, and she was saying she didn't want them, and Martel thought he was out here balling or whatever because he bought Mel some damn coffee or whatever it was he bought her, and the bill only came out to $4.90. He threw his card down like it was Ace of Spades, honey, like it was a joker, like he don't won that book. We was like, nigga, it's only $4.90. Like, sit your ass down. Okay, you ain't balling on $4.90. Sit your ass down. All right, so so Carlos then says to Martel, says that where are you with your female relationship? Says, are you with Shereé? Okay. Martel can't speak on who he's with because his baby mama be watching the show. She probably screenshotting that bitch so she can run it back and say, like, right here at point 33 on the reunion, you said right here that you don't claim me. Bitch, he said it last season too. Did you catch that? Like, girl. But anywho, so Martel then says that we never was a couple, we were friends. I said, Martel, you gonna sit your ass up here and lie like this, because when you introduced her as your friend girl, as if she was your woman, and you wanted everybody to feel like you had something going on because it was Shereé. Shereé ain't nobody. Shereé don't pay her bills. Shereé is a whole bum. Nobody would know who Shereé was if it wasn't for Bob Whitfield. She's still running around here with Bob Whitfield last name, and she can't stand him. Why? Because she need that clout. Period. Shereé is nobody. Shereé, I'm gonna say it again. It took you 487 years to build a chateau, and you still behind on your bills over there. You got bill collectors calling you. If you guys watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, she talked about it when she was riding in the car with her daughter Sierra. She had bill collectors calling her, and she sat there in the car and said they get it when they get it. You ain't nobody, Shereé. You ain't nobody, Shereé. So Martel, you wanted everybody to feel like it was a level up for you to be seen with Shereé, and that was not a level up. Yes, she got a big, nice house, but she can't afford it. It's all smoke and mirrors with Shereé. Shereé is nothing but smoke and mirrors. You left Melody left him, but you ruined your marriage to be out here in fake relationships and with somebody that you can't claim publicly. Now you forced and resulted being out here with somebody that you really not with, that you just pretending with for a check. You getting paid to be on her show for her storyline. She's getting paid to come over here and be your fake girlfriend on Love and Marriage Hospital. That's how it works. It's a fee that's attached to it because the men don't get paid on these shows. So you got to make like a little contract between, as they say. I know it's between you and Shereé on what you're going to pay each other for being each other's storyline. Martel, you ain't, boy. Everybody knew that shit was fake. All right. Everybody looked baffled because Martel, like I said, introduced Shereé as his woman. Okay. And not his business partner is what he tried to say she was. So Carlos says to Kimmy, says that you said that the relationship with Martel and Shereé at his wine launch was more of a business relationship. Why did you say that, Kimmy? That's what that's what Carlos asked. So Kimmy says, I didn't see any warm, fuzzy stuff with them, okay? But Kimmy, you were all up in Shereé's ass when Shereé was on the show. You were Shereé this, you were advocating for Shereé, you were happy to be around her because you were like this crazed fan to be around Shereé. You wanted to be friends with her. You were happy to be introduced to her because you were sitting at the table when they had that whole meeting when you announced to the core six that you had cancer. Everybody remember that, right? Kimmy sat there and said, when do we get to meet her? What about Shereé? What about Shereé? You was all up on Shereé like you wanted her. Like for real. You were, Kimmy. You were starstruck. You were like a starstruck little girl over Shereé. And now you want to sit here, oh, I didn't see anything between them. But you were sitting there pushing him to be with Shereé because you thought that it was a real thing back then. He played in your face too. So you couldn't even take up for him in this moment when you always do with your Delulu self. You were a Delulu side chick in that moment. And you still are. Go get your support dog and sit your ass down, Kimmy. Y'all know already know I don't see it for Kimmy no more. I don't have nothing nice when it comes to Kimmy and her Jermaine Jackson curls. I don't. I don't. Go put some activator on them Jermaine Jackson curls with your strong jawline having ass and sit it down, Kimmy. That's what I got for you today. Straight like that. All right. So Martel, of course, is on the defense, and he says to Kim, he says that, well, I never saw you and Maurice all lovey-dovey and affectionate except at y'all wedding. And Mel was like, nigga, really? Like, really, Martel? Martel he always be on that defense, miss. I ain't never seen that with you when you say you ain't seen it with him. Martel is just, he's so fucking immature. So then Kimmy says, you a liar, to Martel. All right. So Marceau and Tisha, they over there like fake hugging and trying to show fake affection. And Marceau leans over and says to Tisha, give me a kiss. Tisha says, no, and then pushes him away like that. I said, oop, that tell me all I need to know. No affection whatsoever. It's all for the cameras. I promise you it's all for the cameras. I didn't want to see that anyway because I was sitting over there like literally about to throw up. I about throwed it up like Wanda said. I almost throwed it up, child, all over myself when I saw that. I was like, oh, please don't kiss. Yuck. Please don't kiss. I do not want to see them baby teeth all over there. Like Marcel look like he kissed like this. All gross with teeth all on your lips. Like, what the hell? Oh my God. He like you have his teeth all over your damn lips just on this bullshit right here. Teacher was like, no. And back the fuck up. Like, no. Okay? No. Don't be supposed to be separated anyway. I mean, that's what the streets were saying, that they were separated. So Carlos then says to Martel, says that how do you feel knowing that people question your relationship with Shereé, child? Says and they're saying it is for a storyline. Says, do y'all agree? All right, Martel, he's sitting there looking all crazy like he ain't never heard nobody say that about him and Shereé. I said, boy, get your ass out of here. So Martel then says, I didn't even want to film on her show. Bullshit. You was happy to be over there, Martel. You was over there stuffing socks all in your crotch, trying to make it look like you mandingo. You was taking shirts off all in Shereé's room like you were about to get busy with her. You was all up in her kitchen when she had her chef up over there talking about some. You thought Shereé was about to surprise you with a whole threesome. Who talks like that with a business partner? See what I'm talking about, Martel? How you be lying? We keep walking your lies down, honey. This is how we keep doing your lies, Martel. Every time you lie, We keep having to walk your lies down. Martel, why was you on Real Housewives of Atlanta all up on Shereé like she was your girl? You was seen going on little dates with her, the little events or whatever. You was running all up in Kenya Moore face like you was on the aggressive with her. And then even Shereé was saying you was her man. So y'all need to stop the lies, child. So he was saying he didn't even want to film on her show. I was like, then why your ass go over there then? So Martel says that Shereé is a cool girl. He says, so it wasn't a business arrangement like that. Says that we weren't getting anything out of each other. We enjoyed each other, you know. So either you were or you wasn't. Like 1 minute he's saying that they were just friends. She's a cool girl. And then the next minute he's saying they're business partners. The whole time Marceau is like, what? Like, what is going on? All right, so Tiffany says to Martel, says that you came after me for what I said, like she was your woman. No. Like, why you biting my head off and you in a whole fake ass relationship? You could have saved that energy for somebody else. So Marceau then jumps in somebody else's business, okay, for some more camera time, child, because you know their lights about to be turned off. Says that you did come around her kind of aggressive or whatever. Talking about you did come at her kind of aggressive, talking about Tiffany when they had a little sit down at Black where they were calling her a Karen, all right? And I was like, and you did insert your 2 cents up in there again, Narc-so. Narc-so, that's your new name. Instead of Marceau, you are Narc-so, okay? Martel says that you mean when you were being disrespectful towards her, why do you care? If that's your business partner, why do you care? She can fight for herself. Shereé is more than capable of speaking up for herself. Why do you care, Martel? All right, so Marceau again says that I don't agree with how you spoke to Tiffany. He's trying to be funny to get camera time. Then he does this right here, the little hand sign, like I see you, you see me, to Louis. And Louis looking at him like, nigga, don't play with me. Okay, don't play with me. So then Carlos says that when you saw Tiffany grill Shereé and mentioned the P word, how did you feel? Okay. Martel then says that not like I was about to marry her, talking about Shereé. It wasn't like I was going to marry her. So it was very inappropriate. Who said anything about you marrying her? Nobody said nothing about you marrying her. They said that you were dating her. Well, you said. So Carlos then says to Louis, says it wasn't as bad as what Tiffany told you in terms of the exchange between Marceau and Martel at their meeting. Louis says that she was actually spot on. And it was a bit overboard, okay? So Martel then says that, well, do I get an apology? And Louis was like, no. Check back later, and it's still gonna be no, okay? He said it shouldn't have took 2 men sitting down with 1 woman. I agree. Supposed to have been a meeting only with Martel and Tiffany. Why Marceau decided to pull up a chair, even though it was in Black, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't have inserted. Okay, period. All right, let's move on. Martel then says that Tiffany and I had a meeting and Marceau inserted himself, which I just said. Marceau then says that in the meeting, I said that let's get Louis involved, okay, in the conversation. Louis says, yeah, but that was after y'all hadn't sat there and talked for a whole 30 minutes with my wife, okay? And then they go back and forth, of course, with the whole Karen conversation, which Tiffany was saying that she actually was offended by them calling her a Karen, okay? So Tiffany says that I'm biracial, so it's hard to tell how it's coming from that side of the room, meaning Martel and Marceau, when they call her a Karen. So then Marceau says that like a Karen, says that nothing to do with her being white, but it just has everything to do with how she acts, okay? So they kind of go back and forth about the whole Karen comment, which I thought was stupid as hell. So then Carlos says, well, back to you, Martel, about Shereé. I was like, yes, let's get back to that, because I don't care about all that shit they talking. Says that why did you and Shereé stop seeing each other, okay? This is a build-up, guys, okay? Trigger warning. All right, so Martel then says, to focus on life, says that, he said, I wanted to focus on life and my businesses. I was like, well, first of all, you don't have a life. You damn sure ain't got no businesses, okay? That fake ass incest wine that your ass probably got out of Kroger and slapped the label on. You don't have no businesses, Martel. I mean, if you had businesses, why didn't you show the shit at the expo? At the expo. Why didn't you talk about your wine and all these businesses you say that you got at this said expo instead of hiding behind the curtain, child, like you was the Wizard of Oz? I kept saying, child, is he the Wizard of Oz this season, child? Because he was hiding behind the curtain. Y'all know how the Wizard of Oz child was hiding behind the curtain. They kept asking Martel to come out from behind the curtain, child. He peeping out like this right here while everybody's trying to call him to come on stage, to sit on stage to talk about his shit. Now, all of a sudden, you had to step back from Shereé because you had to focus on your business and your life. You don't have a fucking life since Mel left you. That's why you mad and you won't leave her alone. You have no life. You have no businesses. Every business you've tried to put together, the shit falls to the ground. Period. Peeping behind there like your ass is the wizard. I said, boy, sit your. He says a relationship isn't nothing. Okay. He says I'm trying to be in right now. A relationship is nothing I'm trying to be in right now. Okay. I was like, did you hear that, Coleslaw? A relationship is nothing that he's trying to be in right now. Did you hear that? All right. Once again, he is not claiming you, girl. You over there cutting up all them hard ass potatoes with your butter knife for nothing. You over there babysitting the M&M kids so he can go out and get swallowed up by all his other little 304s out there. I'm gonna say it again. You are watching the M&M kids, so your so-called man, as you call him, child, can be out there getting swallowed up by his real women. Okay, because she already said he be with a boatload of hoes. Okay, he be with a legion of hoes when he ain't with her, and she loves the child. She was like, "Bring me back something good, some bumps." Y'all know how kids be when they know your ass about to go to the store. Bring me back something good. Coleslaw be talking about them bumps. Bring me back some new bumps now. These right here, they about to fade away. Bring back some more bumps. All right. Martel was like, "Would I? That's exactly what I was gonna do." Wait right here. Watch the kids. I'll be back. I'm going out to get some fresh bumps. I promise. All right. Ciao. Anywho, so Martel, like I said, he says, a relationship for a man takes a lot. Well, you just figuring it out. Okay. So Carlos then says that Shereé said on her show, Martel, that y'all stopped seeing each other because she couldn't deal with the negative press that you were getting at the time. Martel frowns up like he never heard this and like he didn't know he was getting negative press. Once again, this was around the time that he and Mel were back and forth in court for the child custody agreement, when he was suing Mel for custody, when he was suing Mel for alimony, he was suing Mel for this, and this. He was talking shit about her in the press. He was on social media. He had Ariane talking shit all about Mel. So it was a lot of negative stuff going on back and forth between them. Mel was taking him to court. It was a bunch of shit going on. So around that time, that's when Shereé decided, like, look, I'm tired of faking. Like, bitch, don't call me no more. Lose my number and heavy on the lose. Okay. That's pretty much what she told his ass. So she stepped back. She's like, I can't do this. Now I'm already toxic about myself. I ain't got shit going on. I thought you could help, kind of level me up, but you're leveling me on back down. All right. I got to let you go. All right. So Martel was like, really? Once Carlos told him that. Says, I never heard that. Oh, okay, Martel. You never take no medication either, because that's why your ass is fucking crazy. It's obvious that he never hears anything that nobody else is saying to know everything to know what everybody's saying. Martel be so oblivious to what is going on around him to not know what be going on and what somebody else is saying, but know everything that's going on with Mel. I find that to be very strange. He could tell you everything that goes on with Mel from the time she woke up in the morning to what she ate for breakfast, when she took a shit, when she drove to the post office to send out her sugar mama stuff. Child, he be on his fake pages stalking the hell out of Mel. But then when somebody tell you about what's being said on social media, because you be on there all the time too, in the shade room, I've seen you in the neighborhood talk, liking comments and shit. I never heard that. Oh, they said that about me? Martel Ho? Oh, I never heard that. Oh, okay, Martel. So Marcel then says to Martel, says, Carlos just asked you why you stopped dating, and you said that you needed time, okay? I said, he flipping on Martel, because this was the same person last reunion that was taking up for Martel and also said that we boys, we gonna stick together. So now this season, I don't know what happened between the two of them, but this season, Marceau is flipping on Martel and telling his shit. And I don't even like Marceau, but I like this side of him because Martel needs to be exposed. He does. And who knows all of his secrets besides Marceau? Because he was right there when he was doing the shit. Because he was doing it too. All right. According to Ariane, I'm just saying, not that I believe everything she say, but I don't think she's going to lie about something as simple as that. So Martel, he starts that blowing. I said, niggas, you about to start pushing out a baby? Are you pregnant in here? You about to push a baby out? Martel was pushing like he was 87 centimeters dilated with the truth, bitch. Martel was about to push the truth out, honey, like he about to put his leg up, child, like he about to put his leg in the stirrups and start pushing. I said, nigga, why is you blowing like this? That's him. I said, yep, go on and tell his shit. I want to hear it. Yep, go on and put him out there. Nigga was pushing like he was about to start pushing the baby out. Martel, honey, says that he wasn't just dating her. Says that now, first he said he was just friends with her. Now he says that they were dating. So he flip-flopping. First y'all just business partners. Now y'all dating. Like, okay, Martel, just lying his ass off. I said, okay, Martel. So Martel, like I said, was trying to clean up his lie. Okay. He says, we go out from time to time and stuff like that, you know. I was like, no, we don't know, Martel. That's why we asking you, dumbass. All right. Marceau then says, BS. He was like, bullshit. He said, all right, Martel, all right. Because he know he lying too. He knows that he's lying too. Because Martel done sat here and bigged himself up like, oh, I got Shereé. Oh, me and Shereé going here. Oh, me and Shereé going in. So he was trying to rub it in to Marceau and Maurice to make it seem like, oh, I got a prize. I got Shereé. But now to find out that the whole thing was fake and then Shereé done put it out there. Look, I had to leave this nigga alone because he got too much shit going on. You got too many kids, too many baby mama drama. I don't want nothing to do with you. Okay? And Martel sitting there looking crazy because he done got caught in a lie, which he hates. So Carlos says, so you were seeing Shereé, but being flirtatious towards Mel. I said, bring it on out. Bring it on out. All right, Martel starts adjusting his suit again, child. Threads popping, like I said earlier. Ping, 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 ping. That's him. Ping, ping, ping. All while Carlos is asking him. They waiting on his ass to answer. He's sitting there, threads popping. I said it earlier. It sounded like somebody was popping popcorn on the stage. Because, baby, that tight-ass suit that he had on was popping, child. Threads was popping all up the side. I said, boy, you about to have a whole split up the side of your pants if you keep doing all this shit right here while they asking you what was going on with you being out with Shereé and still flirting with Mel. So he says, is it hard for you to date women because you still have feelings for your ex-wife? That's what Carlos is asking Martel. Okay. He says, is it easier to, I said, if it's not, then maybe it's easier for him to date men because Ariane did say that he liked men. Okay. Since Martel said it's so hard to be out here dating women. Is it easier for you to date men? Because you have been seen out here in these blouses and these tight ass pants. I'm just lying. Yeah, you do. I don't know no man that be wanting people to be seeing his ass like that in the print and his nipple. You see his nipples through his shirt. I mean, damn, you can see his damn pulse and all that in his damn shirt without even touching it. All his stuff be tight. I ain't never seen no man that like his stuff to be that damn tight. Ass cheeks be all restricted in them church pants. I be like, ah. But so Martel then says, oh, okay, hold on, let me back up. Martel then says, who said that I still have feelings for my ex-wife? Okay, not wanting to answer a straight question because, like I said, Coleslaw be watching. She be watching. If she don't watch the show, she damn sure watch the reunion because that's when all the shit come out. Okay. Oh, she watches. She like, I don't watch that corny ass show. Bitch, you do. If she don't watch the show, she watched the reunion. All right. So Carlos then says the cameras have seen it, Martel. Okay. The cameras have seen you trying to push up on Mel, and there have been conversations with Kimmy and even with Nell where you've been saying you are still in love with and that you want Melody back. So Nell then says yes, and he recently told me the same thing. So everybody's putting it out there and throwing Martel under the bus, and he's sitting there looking crazy, looking back and forth at them like, I ain't never heard this shit before. Really, Martel? Really, Martel? So Martel then says that, what did I say, Nell? She just told your slow ass what you said. Nell says that when we had the scene on the porch at my house, that you told me that you still have feelings for and you still love Melody. And if you could change, check this out. And if you could change everything, that you would. I said, oh, everything. Everything means that you would not have been meeting up with and or messing with Coleslaw. Change everything means that you would not have had Knox and or impregnated her multiple times before Knox was born. Multiple times, okay? Changing everything means that you would have never have taken Melody to court to try to take her children away and get alimony from her when you weren't even paying child support yourself as a father. And etc. It's so many things that Martel has done. So he's telling Nell, I would have changed everything, meaning I never would have fucked with you, Ariane. Do you get that? This man regrets what he has done. And he blames Ariane. Every time he looks at Ariane and Knox, it's a constant reminder of where he is and why. Period. Period. He's like, thank you for swallowing me up. But bitch, I'm ready to go back home. That's what Martel is saying. Behind the scenes. He won't say that shit on camera because he always tell Ariane something different to have her head so gone so she can keep being his fool. The song says everybody plays the fool sometime. Ariane rather play the fool all the time when it comes to Martel. She listens to any old thing this fool tell her, and she will do it and or believe it because it came from Martel. If he told her the fucking sky was green, she's gonna be like, I thought grass was green. But okay, Martel, just because you said it, okay, the sky's green. Knowing damn well the sky's blue. How stupid can you be, girl? How stupid can you be? Like, you ain't gonna lie to me and give me bumps. Like, bitch, pick one. I don't want the combo, the lies, and the fucking bumps. Girl, keep right on swallowing him up while he's laying there thinking about mail. Your mouth is on him, but he's thinking and hoping that it's mail. Period. That's what he said. I wish. He was on his Carl Thomas. I wish I never met her at all. Y'all know the song. Carl Thomas said, I wish I never met that bitch at all. That's some hate for your ass right there when the nigga tell you, I wish I never, when he put at all on the end of that bitch, that's serious. And that's what he's on with co-star. She's so stupid, she don't realize. I would have been packed my shit and be like, nigga deuces. Child support, look for the papers in the mail. Leave me the fuck alone. Restraining order, and restraining motherfucking order. Don't call me. None of that. And when you want to see your son, it's going to be met at a public place, and you get him when you're supposed to, and we're going to meet right back at that public place. Don't come to my house. And if you do, I'm calling the police. You got to put your foot down on him, and that's what Melody is doing. He can't take that shit because it's boundaries. Ariane would never do that because she's scared of him. You know why? Marceau already put it out there. He's aggressive towards her. So she's not going to put her foot down because he'll put his foot somewhere else. I've already done a live where Original Straight No Chaser already put it out there as to say that Ariane was being abused by Martel prior to Knox being born. So she's afraid of him. But she likes the chase. She likes the fact that he be aggressive towards her because that makes her feel like he loves her. And that's sick and twisted. You got women out there, and I'm going to move on in a second, but you have a lot of women out there that are with abusive men. And they see that as, oh my God, he just loves me so much. Oh my God, look at how he's so aggressive towards me. He just loves me. And that's the way Ariane see it with Martel, not realizing that he dogs her out and treats her like shit and uses her. He uses her because he can. And she sees that as love, and she'll never leave him alone because she's holding out for promises that Martel pillow talked and told her. She wants fame so bad, not realizing he's hanging on by a thread. We don't even know if he's going to have a job next season. Okay. So she allows him to continue to disrespect her and treat her like mess. She's very afraid of him. He has shown that side. You cannot tell me that he don't yell at her and treat her the way that we see him on camera. Now, imagine him the way he is on camera, that aggression, how he is off camera when there's no cameras there, nobody there to calm him down, nobody to say, Martel, don't do that. He is like times 10 to the 10th power when he is alone with her. And the sad part about that is that Knox is sitting there watching his father be that way aggressively towards his mother. He is also aggressive towards Ariane. That behavior is being taught, and it's going to grow up in him to where the next generation, which is him, he's going to treat women the same way. Okay. So Martel, while you out saying you're a great father, sir, that's not great because you're creating the next jailbait. That's what he going to be in jail just like you. He headed straight to jail. He hitting his mama now. And it's going to continue because she ain't going to stop it. She ain't stopping it with Martel. She ain't going to stop it with Knox. Period. Let's move on. All right. So, like I said, Carlos was saying to Martel, says that when you heard about Melody's ceremony, okay, to change her name back to Rogers, was that the final nail in the coffin for you? All right. Martel says, if she was about to get remarried or something like that, You know, Melody smiled because she said, there you go. When he said that, Melody was like, there you go. Martel said, I'd understand, you know, but just going off and just changing your name, you know, just out of the blue, because that's how she did it. You know, it was like, for what? Like, why? And Melody said, why does it matter to you if I just went and changed my name? So Martel starts stuttering, of course. It doesn't. Says, since it's before me, you know, I'm discussing it. And that's how he said it. He starts stuttering. It does matter to you, Martel, because you blew up on Nell at her house when y'all was sitting on the porch, and we looked at those fake ass scuffed up red bottoms that your ass had on, sitting out there mad as hell that Nell brought up the fact that Mel was changing her name at a ceremony and that Nell and Chris were going to support her. So if it didn't bother you, you wouldn't have blown up about it. If it didn't bother you, you wouldn't have spoke negatively about it when y'all went to Houston and says, I'm sick and tired of hearing this bullshit about Melody and this name change. You are very pressed like a warehouse of paninis about this woman changing her name. You are. You are. That was the last thing that you felt you could hold on to as it related to Melody in terms of being able to call her Melody Hope. Melody was like, never again, nigga. To the courthouse I go. As soon as that damn divorce was finalized, she went and changed her name. And that was the last thing Martel was able to hold on to, because last reunion, when Carlos King announced her to come on stage and call her Melody Shereé, you said, hope, 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 hope. I said, nigga, quit barking like the dog you are. Stop barking like the dog you are. Hope, 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 hope. That was him. He had to call her Hope because he was still holding on like he's still doing in his head. In Martel's mind, he's still married to Melody. That can be a dangerous situation. That's a dangerous situation. So much so, and he's like, you know, if I can't physically have her, I'm going to put my ring back on and I'm going to keep telling myself that that's my wife, regardless to what the court papers say, regardless to the fact that she divorced me. I'm still going to call her my wife behind the scenes. I ain't going to say it out loud because I don't want her to put me on blast. She's mad at me. She's going to reject me. He can't take rejection because Narcs can't take it. So in his crazy world, which is a crazy, crazy world, he going to wear that damn ring that Melody bought him back in 2008 when they got married, and he is going to continue to tell himself that's still my wife. It's so draining, and all he got to do is move on. She gave you to the person that you said pleased you, so why don't you move forward with her? You know why? Because Martel needs a woman of status like Melody. Martel is no one. He can barely read. He can't pass an open book test. The nigga be out here with a charged up leapfrog, still misspelling words. You need a woman of Melody's caliber to carry you. And you won't find that in Ariane because she won't even get a fucking job to help support you. It's all on you. You're trying to survive, and Ariane is steady pulling you down. It's like two people in a drowning pool, and you're trying to save them, and they pulling you under. At some point, you got to let go and save yourself, or you're going to be gone. And the problem with Martel and Ariane is Ariane had Knox as a means to be able to hold on to him forever. Like Cardi B said, you got beef with me, you got beef forever. That's Ariane's mind when it comes to Martel. She knows that 18 years she gonna be in Martel's life, and 21 if her son goes to college, which we know they ain't gonna happen. Shit, he ain't talking now. And I don't mean to be insensitive. The rate he's going, I don't see it. I just don't see it. Martel is a sorry individual. You left and cheated on your wife. And she gave you to Ariane since that's what you felt you wanted. And you won't even wife this girl up because she don't compare. Ariane can't compete where she don't compare. She don't compete with Melody, and that bothers her. That's why she stalks her, because she tries to be Melody. She tries to laminate herself into a boss, and it never happens. Melody, she see Melody modeling, she want to model. And you think that because Martel come over and sleep with you, that's all he's doing. You still got nothing. And after years of messing with him, he still don't honor you enough to say, you know what? I put you through enough. You also had my son. I done lost my marriage. Let's go ahead and make this official. He don't see Ariane as that because you're not worthy, dear. You never will be. You a loudmouth. You immature. You stay on the internet telling his business. Every time you don't get your way, he don't see any value in you. He don't respect you. And Ariana said to himself, he got more respect for Melody than me. She was the wife. Something you will never be. You will never be a wife. Never. She hate wives. What's your name, wife? That was her on the live. She hates wives because she want to be one. That's the same person that said if Martel proposes to me, it has to be on live. Why? We don't give a fuck. Pardon my language. We don't fucking care if Martel proposed to you. But you know why he won't do it? And I thought about it. Martel knows that his career, his life, nothing about him will ever make it in this world because of who she is. The position that Ariana took in this situation, coming in as the side chick that broke up their marriage, Martel can never publicly claim her and tell the world, this is my woman, this is my family, because they will not accept it. They will bombard him, they will treat him like shit, and they will end his fucking career. That will end it because of who she is and how she came in the situation. Had it been any other woman that he just happened to meet and started dating and put a ring on it, we wouldn't even give a damn. We'd be like, oh, good. He done left Melody alone. Great. But because it's Ariana, he cannot move forward with her. It will not be accepted. They will continue to harass her and dog her and him. And he don't want his career on the show. I see somebody putting what career? He would have to get off Love and Marriage Huntsville because it would be so bad for him. Nothing. Nobody will work with him in business. Nothing. Because of the choice that he made being with her. It's not going to work. And he knows that. Martel is about image. He's about image. His image is already sucky, but it's going to be worse if he come out with Ariana on his arm and say, this is my woman. We getting married. Even though we don't fucking care. But anybody that would have an opportunity to maybe want to work with him or maybe want to do anything with him business-wise, that shit ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen because of his choice of being with her. She is ruining his life. She's ruining his life. And he's the cause of it. I ain't never been so happy to see somebody's downfall in my entire life. I promise you I haven't. And I like to see everybody win. But with Martel, I just can't stomach him. I've never wanted to see somebody's life be hell than him. Because he fucking deserves it. Everything he's getting. From going to jail. From losing your kids for 56 days for the way you did this woman when she reached down and picked your crusty ass up. When you had fucking nothing. You was from the hood. You had no money or dropout, a college dropout, and she helped you get back in school and clean yourself up, fix your crooked ass teeth so that you could be presentable. And the thanks that she gets is to have to kiss your ass all those years, 14 years of her life that she can never get back. And her children are now having to suffer as a result of the choices that you make. And you sit your ass on the stage with a fucking attitude because somebody asked you a question. Nigga, bye. Goodbye. You shouldn't say shit at the reunion. You should be sitting there mute for all the stuff that you've done to this woman. The whole audacity. Your disrespectful ass. Let's continue. This shit is so draining. All right, so Nell says that you discussed it in the scene, like I said, at my house, Martel, when you were saying that you were still in love with Melody. You still wanted her in your life, blah, blah, blah. Of course, they were saying that Martel be begging off camera, which that's true. Okay, one of the producers that I did a whole, live over here and show that used to work on Love and Marriage Huntsville as a producer in production. He said too that Martel will be always saying, I'm still in love with my wife. I want to film with my wife. So you still do it, Martel. Like everybody ain't lying. Carlos says that you feel that telling the world that you're still in love with Melody, that Melody will run with it, or that it will bury you with the truth, Martel. Martel said, no. Yes, you do, nigga. Marceau said, or get you in trouble with your wife, referring to Coleslaw. Now, a lot of people are saying on social media, does that mean that him and that Coleslaw ran out here and got married in secret? Bullshit. He ain't marrying that girl. Marceau was being slick and being funny when he called Ariana the wife, because that's what she acts like when she's with Martel. She's very protective. She's all up on him like she's Melody now. Ariana will never be a fucking wife. He was being funny when he said that. All right, so Melody says, there you go, Marceau. So, like I said, Marcel, of course, has flipped on Martel. He ain't holding his secrets no more. Nell says, who's the wife? Carlos then says, are you in a relationship with your child's mother, meaning Ariane? Okay. Martel says, stuttering, of course. No. I'm not in a relationship. I'm single. This nigga always single. But be with a boatload of hoes, but be single. Okay, Martel. Marcel says, does she think that you're in a relationship? Meaning Ariane. Maurice said, damn, Marcel is hell today. Meaning he's staying on Martel's ass. So Melody says he's lying. Okay. When Martel said no, Melody said he's lying. Okay, in her voice. Martel sits there looking confused and was like, what? Carlos then says that, so you think that they're in a relationship? Talking to Melody. Melody says, I do. Because when my kids are there, that she's there every day that my kids are over there. Okay, in her voice. All right, so Martel looks at Melody like, why are you telling that? Because y'all know he don't like to be exposed. He's mad as hell that Melody is telling his shit. Because for the longest, he been not claiming Ariane. And trying to make everybody think that Ariane don't be nowhere around him. But now that Melody has put it out there that every day that her children are there, that Ariane is there, which we know why, because she wants Knox to have preferential treatment, just like the Eminem kids. She's jealous of the kids. Okay. Carlos then says that does it hurt Melody to see that your kids are around her? Okay, or that she's around your kids, rather. Melody says it doesn't hurt. She says that I go into protective mode. She says that I don't trust her around my kids, that she's done too much. Okay, says that she adored my family setup so much and worked her ass off to destroy it with the help of him. And she pointed at Martel. I said, bam, boop, whoop, there it is. You better tell the truth, woman. You better tell the truth, Melody. Martel says, our kids are perfectly okay. Nobody said your kids were not okay. Melody says that Ariane worked overtime to destroy your family and you assisted her in that. Now, we know you can't read, but bitch, now we find out you can't comprehend as well. You can't comprehend, it sounds like, because the answers that you're giving is totally off from what she's saying. I was like, is he really this slow? Damn. You should brought your leapfrog to the reunion so you can plug in some of this shit that they saying and keep up with the conversation. Nothing irritates me more than somebody so damn slow they can't keep up with conversation. I just be like, ooh, never mind. Because my brain bleeding at this point trying to catch you up. I ain't got time. All right, so Martel, of course, says our kids are perfectly fine. Melody says, for me, knowing that they're around someone so vile who came for their mother, okay, Martel then butts in and says, but you had 11 babysitters. I said, oh, nigga, I'm about to drag you. I'm about to drag you right here, Martel. Okay. First of all, you said that Melody had 20 to 25 babysitters. I remember it when it first came out. When you first said the shit, which everybody knew that it was a lie, Martel. Melody ain't had no 20, 25 babysitters, okay? We knew that was total bullshit when you said it, all right? So, Martel, how has the number decreased from 20 to 25 to now 11? How did the number go from 20 to 25 babysitters to now being 11? Tomorrow, it's going to be 5 babysitters. And then after that, shit, next week ain't going to be no babysitters, according to Martel, the way he is changing the numbers up. I need you to be consistent with your lies, Martel, because you went on and on and on. You went live, you went to court and everywhere else to anybody that would listen to this lie and say she has my children around 20 to 25 babysitters. Any and everybody be watching my kids is 20 to 25. Now your ass sitting at a reunion and saying it's 11. You've been calling another lie with your bald-headed, bowling ball-headed ass. You are. You are, Martel. You're such a pathological liar, too. A pathological liar. You wake up lying. You go to bed lying. When you're snoring, what comes out of your mouth is a fucking lie. Everything about you is a lie. From the way you dress to how you present yourself is a fucking lie. That wedgie up your ass when you got up to run off stage was a whole lie. Everything about you. Let's move on. No. You had coleslaw, like I said, watching your kids while you was out with other women. But you gonna tell this woman who she can have around her kids. Melody is an awesome mother. I don't see her ever putting her children in harm's way. But you, in an effort to get back at her and make her mad because you know that's the closest thing to her, Because you know that is the closest thing to her is her children. And that's how fools like that act. They can't get to you to hurt you. So the closest thing to you is your children. They're going to come for your children. And that's exactly what Martel has done. Those are your birth children. It'd be different if they were foster children, if they were, your half children, if they were just her children and you came in and just became the father to step up as their father. But these are your blood children who you went to the hospital and watched your wife have these children, who you helped raise. But because you are mad that this woman won't come back to you, now you are causing your children to suffer and be in anguish and being upset and being in situations that they should not be in because you're mad. You know they shouldn't be around Ariana. She don't like them. And I said it before. I would never, ever want my child to be around a bitch I don't like. Because that's the opportunity. And they've been with her without Martel being there. Okay? Yeah. There's no telling what she's done. Her daughter is jealous of them. I looked at the picture when they were all out with Martel and her birthday. Her birthday. Martel is a her. Because he gives female vibes. He's very moist. I ain't going to change it. He's moist. You give moist vibes. I'm gonna say her. I'm gonna stay on her. Fuck it. Okay. Yeah. The way he was acting at his birthday party and the way Ariana's daughter was looking at Melody's children, because y'all know I don't miss nothing. I catch everything. The way Ariana's daughter was looking and focused on Melody's children in the picture and in the video that they showed at Martel's struggle party. That's what we're gonna have to call it, because won't nobody else there. She looked at Melody's children with disdain and jealousy because she don't have what they have. She was wearing some of Ariana's clothes. Ariana's daughter wears her clothes because Ariana can't afford to buy her clothes, even though she's going on live to make it look like, oh, I'm buying all these clothes for the kids. That little video she did was bullshit. So you focused on buying clothes for the M&M kids and you ain't bought your daughter none and she got to squeeze in your clothes. Them whole clothes that you be wearing up over there, them see-through bodysuits. Girl, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. All right, so Melody tells Coleslaw, okay. Melody tells Carlos that Coleslaw was DMing her and being rude and coming for her, and Martel knew about it and did not stop it. I believe it. She says, but he sits there and defends Coleslaw, okay, while Melody is telling him about himself, which he always does. And I think he does that to get a rise out of Melody. He knows that it hurts Melody for him to sit there and defend Coleslaw, knowing that she be wrong and doing shit. Martel acts like he don't ever know. Thank you so much for the super chat, my dear, okay? Martel acts like he don't ever know what Coleslaw be doing. I didn't do that. I didn't put her up to it. It doesn't matter. That's your side chick. Put her ass in her place. All right. Martel says that I'm open and easy when it comes to the things that you request. But when it comes to me, it's different when I'm requesting something because you become more difficult. Okay. You become more difficult. But keep in mind the way Martel switched up the conversation. Let's go back to that. When Melody was saying that that he allows Ariana to come for her. And doing things when Melody was just trying to co-parent with Martel. Now Martel wants to kind of switch it around and do these manipulating tactics to try to throw in that Melody has 11 babysitters. Okay. He is very calculated. Martel may not be smart, but when it comes to him being manipulating, he's very good at that. Martel is very good at manipulating. Okay. It's like, oh, you're going to say this about me, so I'm going to say this about you. He's like a female. He's tit for tat for everything. He is, and I hate that about him. All right, so Melody says that I never had 11 people watching my kids. Martel says it's in the paperwork. That's when the paperwork comes into play, all right? That's when the paperwork comes into play. Melody says, I know what's in the paperwork, okay? She says the same way that is in there where, okay, you said that Shereé's relationship with you was a business arrangement. Woo, woo. Baby, that's when the shit hit the fan, okay? Thank you so much, Rose Armstead, for the super sticker, my dear. Baby, that is when the spit hit the fan when Melody said that about that paperwork and what was in it, okay? Meaning that Shereé paid him a fee to be her man on Real Housewives of Atlanta, and Martel had to list all of his, check it out, in the court documents. Y'all know when you go into court, you're trying to figure out support and all this other stuff. Martel had to list all of his income since he was asking the courts for child support and alimony. Y'all remember that, okay? Now, Shereé's fee that he was being paid was taken into consideration by the courts. That's in the documents, okay? For those of you that have never, ever seen, because the documents are, it's public information. Their records could not be sealed according to the judge because Melody asked that her records be sealed. The judge said no. So all of that stuff is public information, okay? Martel had to list all of his income from, of course, Love and Marriage Huntsville, his checks, and also any other income that he was receiving, including the checks and or money and or payments he was getting from Shereé as well. He had to list. That's why her name was brought up in the deposition, because he was getting paid from her. And that's what Melody was alluding to, that he sat up here the entire time and lied about his relationship with her. But it was a business situation because he was being paid to be her man. And he had to list that in the deposition. Thank you so much, Miss Babette Brooks. As his income since he came in. See, you initiated it, Martel. You try to be slick and come for Mel to have her pay you money, but then you expose yourself, been trying to expose her. See how the Lord worked. You try to expose her and be on your bullshit, girl. And look who got exposed. It's in the court document, sir. Now, Martel sits there and looks confused when Melody blasted him, all right, telling that information. But Melody says, and that's verbatim where the clerk typed it out, okay? Kimmy starts laughing. She said, I was like, shut up, Jermaine. Shut up, Jermaine Jackson, okay? AKA Kimmy Scott. Shut up, Jermaine Jackson. All right, so Martel starts getting hyped, which he gets mad when you exposes him. He is pissed at this point. Martel gets hyped and he's mad, because Melody's exposing him. He says, hold up. He starts yelling, hold up. So if I go get the paperwork right now, Melody says, please go do it. Please get the paperwork, Martel. Please go get it. I was like, yes, that's how you clear a bitch out. You're not going to intimidate me talking about you going to go get some paperwork and I'm going to sit here scared and be like, oh, okay, then don't worry about it. Nah, nigga, go get the paperwork. That's what Melody told him. Go get the paperwork. We ain't got nothing but time. We can go to commercial break, nigga. Go get the paperwork. Like, you ain't scaring nobody. We already knew you was going to bring it because you knew that they were going to air your ass out. And we could tell that he was taking the paperwork everywhere because it was all jumbled up. He had the papers all over the place. And that wore-out folder his ass brought, you could tell he done been everywhere with them papers because that folder that he had them in was all wore out. So Martel jumps up, child, high water pants, wedge it all up his ass in tow, the suit jacket riding up in the bike, not the back, but the bike, walking off all fast, looking like Steve Urkel in that tight-ass Easter suit, hollering at Mel, you're lying, you're lying. With his hands all clenched up like this, like his ass cheek was clenched. He acted like he was trying to hold a fart in or something when his ass walked up off the stage with them tight ass pants on. You're lying. I said, nigga. That was probably the funniest thing off this whole reunion, I swear. I had to, y'all, I rewind. I no lie, no cap. I rewinded that part back like 3 times because I had to watch his ass shoot across that stage, going to get them damn papers, knowing he ain't have no damn proof up in them damn papers. I watched that shit like 3 times, like dying laughing. I ain't never laughed so hard. That shit really sent me. And I'm talking about all the way into oblivion. Yo, Martel, thank you for that laugh. I have not laughed like that in a while. That was the funniest shit I have ever seen. Okay. He jumps up and shimmies his ass up off the stage, going to get these damn doctored up papers. Y'all know it was some doctored up shit that he had up in there. That he done fished around to the bloggers. As you guys know, these are the same documents that he sent over to Queen Sheba when he sat down to do an interview with her as well. Okay, these are the same documents. I already told you the shit was all crumbled up in that old ass wore out folder. He done been taking it and fishing it around to everybody that would listen, child, to them doctored up papers, child, trying to get interviews because y'all know he's charged like I think it's like $3,000 or something like that per interview. So he trying to get anybody to interview his ass to get some money. He needed money bad. The judge told him no. He won't get no child support, none of that. So now he gonna take the documents around, these fake ass documents, trying to fish around to bloggers to get interviews. So he can get a little $3,000 here, a little $3,000 there. So you won't gonna pimp me on there. I won't gonna give your ass $1. I sure won't. But Queen Sheba did an outstanding interview. Shout out to her. If you guys have not seen that interview with Queen Sheba and Martel Hope, baby, get on over there. Because, baby, when I tell you, he threw himself under the bus. I ain't never seen nobody throw themselves under the bus. Now, I heard of you throwing other folk under there. But Martel threw himself under the bus and ran over himself at the same damn time in that interview. He sat there and admitted to the revenge P in the damn interview. I said, boy. Now, y'all talking about Kiki needed to be drug tested. Martel's ass needed to be drug tested in that interview. No cap. None. I promise you he did. You told on yourself. And that's going to be used in court. I promise you. All right. But let's move on. Carlos, of course, starts laughing. Everybody on the stage is laughing. Martel gets up, honey, and shimmies off that stage, running back there to go get them papers. And baby, when I tell you he was moving 55 miles per hour back there to get them papers. Woo, child, he almost caught a fire in between them legs. In them tight ass pants, the way they was, y'all, that was Martel. That's the sound you heard between them, between Martel legs, child, going back there to get them papers because them damn pants were so tight. That's all you heard. Them pants was rubbing, baby. Whoa, Martel, I know you was chafed by the time you came back and sat down in between them legs. You done had a whole, you were chafed up in there with them pants on. But let's get on with the show, child. Mel said, and bring all the papers too, okay? While you back there now. I said, I love it. Mel was like, yep, bring all the papers, all right? Expeditiously. That shit was funny. Carlos said, well, child, he got the tissue receipts, all right? Marceau says to Melody, says, so you gonna let us sit here and ask all these damn questions to Martel about Shereé. And you were sitting on all this damn tea from start, Melody. I said, bro. Mel was like, I gotta wait. I gotta use this read when it's time to use this read. I wasn't about to let this shit come out now. Like, you gotta wait on this read. Marceau was like, you done sat here and let us ask all these damn questions, and you knew the shit all along. Everybody's sitting there laughing at this point, okay? When Martel, baby, come flying back out there. This is pants. This is Martel pants. Scrubbing, baby, like some brakes. like some chewed up brakes pads. Okay, this is Martel. Flying back out there on stage, honey, with them damn papers. This him. I said, nigga, you can't wait to tell another lie. And this Martel coming out there with the paper. I said, oh my God. This nigga's in a hurry to sit down and lie. Okay. Let's get on with it then, Martel. Martel came flying back out, child, with his fake files, okay? And he stops at Melody to give her the papers, all right? Melody turned into Mary J. Blige on his ass. Melody says, I'm not your lover or your secretary working every day of the week. I will not go through your files and pull out no information, nigga. Sit your ass, what they call the hell, down and pull your own shit out. Mel turned into Mary J. Blige on his ass. I'm not your lover nor your secretary working every day of the damn week. Nigga, don't hand me them files. Don't hand me your files. Nigga, sit your ass down. Them tight ass pants on. Sit your ass down. Who I look like, Mary J. Blige to you? Mel, he handed Nell the papers like she was his secretary. I was like, nigga, I ain't about to go through them papers if you don't take that raggedy ass chewed up folder and sit your ass down. So, y'all, that shit was funny. All right, so then he hands the papers to Carlos. Carlos looking like, nigga, I'm the host. Like, what is it? I ain't the secretary either. I'm not about to go through these damn papers. Carlos sat them shits to the side like, yeah, I ain't nothing to do that. And I asked you the question. You ran back there and got the shit like you had a placeholder on there. Like, you know, you already had your tea already like pointed out. Like, I ain't about to be sitting up there doing this shit here. Trying to look for your tea. Oh, yeah, it's right here on page 397 on this shit here. Ain't nobody about to do that, boy. You should have marked. See, you was in a hurry to come back out here and lie. You should have sat back there and thumbed through your shit like this and then marked it on there and say, it's right here. It's right here on page 367 right here. But you was in a hurry to come back out here and lie in them tight-ass pants. Oh, moving on, child. All them damn papers. Carlos was like, what the fuck is this? Okay. This bullshit. Carlos sat that shit down like, nigga, I ain't about to read all that. Martel just sitting there looking stupid like, well, shit, I tried. Melody said, Martel, that's not the transcript, okay? Where's the one that the attorney sent you, Martel? I told y'all he bringing fake ass papers out, all right? Melody says, where's the papers that the attorney sent you, Martel? That's not the transcript. That's the bullshit that you brought to the reunion that you know we weren't going to be showing out here, okay? Yeah, we're not reading fake ass papers. Martel sitting over there mad as hell. Martel, shit. I said, this nigga here. Oh, child. Either your wedgie was cutting off your circulation back there or something. Martel just out of nowhere just got mad, y'all. Martel, oh, shit. I said, well, damn. Martel, bring it down 1,000, sir. Bring it down 1,000, all right? He done talked all that shit, ain't have no receipts, Lord. I said, out of all that paperwork, ain't no receipts in there, Martel. You didn't have not one proper receipt sitting up there with them, Lord. Lord. You done risked your balls to run back there and cutting your ball circulation off, all for nothing. All for nothing, Lord. You done cut off one of your balls in them tight ass pants to run back there to come back with nothing, Martel. How do you feel? How you feel, Martel? Talking to my mic. Never mind, shit. Martel, he didn't have nothing else, so he went back to resort to what he know. You're a liar. Y'all know that's his favorite shit. He ain't had no receipt, so he had to go back to what he know. You're a liar. He started yelling, doing that shit again. I said, Lord. Mel done served his ass again. He was like, look, I ain't got no receipts. I'm just going to go back to yelling you a liar. Shit. Until that work, I'm just going to yell you a liar about 5 times. That's all I got. Shit. Melody says, what I will do, though, is go pay for the transcript and have it ready by the time the reunion airs. Martel looked at her like, shit, here we go with this bullshit again. Why she always 3 steps ahead of me? See, that's what your ass should have did, Martel. You knew he was coming to the reunion. Everybody brings receipt to the reunion, except you, slow ass. Maybe you was trying to get your pants on back there. I think Martel put his pants on before he got to the reunion because, you know, he got to put that Vaseline on the legs so them bitches can slide up. He can't just put his on and pull them up. He got to put Vaseline all the way up his legs down to his ankles, okay? Because they got to slide. Y'all see how tight them pants were? They got to slide. Like the song says, slide to the left. They got to slide up, okay? And the Vaseline kind of helps them slide. So Martel got to slide them up. And y'all know how women we do when we put on our skinny jeans. You got to shimmy in them bad boys. But not church pants, Lord. Who is out here shimmying in church pants? Martel, them pants was tight, okay? I want you... I know you didn't want to go get a vasectomy, but you have one now, okay, Martel? You went with Marceau and them to get a vasectomy, but you didn't get one. But at the reunion, you gave yourself a vasectomy in them church pants. I just want to let you know, okay? Don't even worry about it now. You got the shit. Them church pants gave you a vasectomy, Martel. Just want to let you know, all right? All right, so Martel is upset. Again, while Melody says that she's going to go pay for the transcripts, all right? He starts this shit again. Why are you lying? Why Martel think everybody lying, okay? He says, a business arrangement, why are you lying? So Melody said the same papers that he gave you, Carlos, are the same papers that he was given to bloggers to talk about our children's court case. And that is a disgrace to me, okay? Which he did. He was using the kids for a coin, running around asking for $3,000 for interviews and showing those doctored up paperwork to any blogger that would listen. Like I said, he did the interview with Queen Sheba. Shout out to her. Y'all go look at that interview. All right. Very telling. Very telling. All right. Melody then says that Martel says that you are the lowest of the low and the scum of the earth. He was just sitting there mad and fuming. By this time, he is mad. All right, Martel starts yelling again, liar, liar, liar. You're making me look horrible out here. You're making me look horrible on social media and all of that. Because y'all know his image is everything, child. Oh, his image is everything. You're making me look bad everywhere. You're making me look bad out here. You're making yourself look bad out here when you jumped up to go get them fucking papers and you didn't have nothing, okay? You risked a wedgie for nothing, Martel. You did. You had a wedgie for nothing. You didn't have to even resort to that shit. Who was just out here just want a wedgie? Martel? You just wanted a wedgie, didn't you? Took your ass back there and came back with nothing, Lord. All right, so in the middle, Martel had a freak out moment. Carlos gets up and stands in Martel's face, okay? Which this shit here was crazy, y'all. He gets up and stands in Martel's face like this. And he tells him to calm down because, of course, Carlos knows that Martel has that pop-off ability. Because last reunion, he flew off and was said to have been very aggressive towards Melody's stylist, I think it was. Y'all know Jay, Melody's friend Jay, that she always be talking about, okay? Yeah. And security had to get involved at the last reunion, guys. For those of you that don't know, he was going after male stylist Jay and was being very aggressive to where it was crazy. They said Carlos was screaming to the top of his lungs, trying to calm Martel down, but he would not calm down. Security had to step in and physically hold Martel back because he was just that fucking crazy. Mind you, Carlos keeps bringing him back after he's seen Martel time and time again be violent, okay? So now he's in his face at the reunion again with Martel going crazy in his face, talking to him like he's his fucking therapist, telling him to calm down. Martel, calm down. Martel, look at me, calm down. He was like that with Martel. So Martel finally says, okay, and he calms down. I was just like, oh, wow. Melody won't done, of course. Melody like, yeah, you can calm down. I ain't done. Melody is still airing Martel out when Carlos tries to shut it all down and says, okay, guys, yeah, we're moving on. Okay, that's what Carlos says. Martel, of course, he's looking enraged. He puts his hands in his head like this right here in his hands because he done had enough. But Melody sure didn't. Mel, she continues. She says, see how toxic it was in that house, meaning with her and Martel when they stayed together. Martel says, toxic? No, it wasn't. I was like, nigga, it was. It's toxic right now. Shit. So Melody says, yes, it was. Yes, it was. And that's why I beat your ass that one day. I said, what? Stop the press. What did you just say, Mel? Now, I don't promote violence all the time, okay? Let me just say it like that. I don't promote violence. Oh, hi, I'm Caramel. I don't promote violence all the time, okay? But I'm all for a woman sticking up for herself when she's in a position to where a man is being very aggressive towards her time and time again, okay? I feel like there was a lot of aggression in that house. I feel like Melody was sick of him, and I feel like he might have blew up on her a particular day or blewed it up, like Wanda said. I feel like he blewed it up on her that one day, and she just didn't want to take his shit no more. So she fought back. I don't blame her for that. I don't condemn her for that. I ain't judging her for that. I'm not. The only problem I have with that, with what she said is the fact that now Martel has been locked up. We all know he's out, okay? And this is my thing, and I know some of y'all may agree and some of y'all may not, okay? When she made the comment of that's why I, put pause upon you that one time, the cast, everybody looked like, oh my God, like what? Everybody was like shocked when Melody said that, okay? And I know she was saying it out of vindication, but I feel like, and like I said, I'm all for Mel and sticking up for herself, but I feel like the way that Martel is so calculating, and now that Melody has had him locked up for DV in the third degree and harassing communication, I feel like he may go back and try to pull said video of where Melody agreed that, well, not agreed, but where she openly admitted that she put hands on him as to try to say that she was also aggressive towards him as well. Like, see, she hit me. She admitted right here because Martel is that type of immature get backer, if we can call it that, okay? Yeah, he's that type of person that will do that to say, well, y'all are saying that I'm aggressive, but let's look right here at the reunion part 2 as such and such part where she openly said right here that she put hands on me. He could use that if he wanted to. I just don't think that she should have said it out loud at the reunion. Maybe she was caught up in the moment. Maybe she was upset. Maybe it was something that slipped out that she didn't mean to say, but I don't know necessarily if I would have gone there and just said it out loud to give him any type of ammunition towards me. If, in fact, I'm trying to follow through with a lawsuit against him to show that he is the one that's the aggressor, okay? Period. I ain't saying that I don't feel like she should have took up for herself. I totally feel like she should have defended herself. Totally. But I wouldn't have gave him no ammunition on my ass, period, to be able to say I said nothing, I admitted to nothing, because that's the way he works. I see y'all putting it in. I agree it was self-defense, period. Because we see how aggressive he is on camera. So I know he done been in her face on this here, off camera. And a person in that situation can only take so much. This woman was talking about how she was crying in her closet. She couldn't be around her children because Martel had emotionally just beat her down so until it was just like she was just over it. So after a while, even a dog, if you continue to abuse a dog gonna fight back. Push a dog in a corner and you continue to pick at a dog is going to fight back. And I'm not referencing Melody as a dog. I'm just using it as an example. A dog will fight back if you continue to bother this dog when they steady growling. They're growling. That's a warning sign. For years, Melody growled at his ass. Was like, look, I'm sick of your shit. Now stop. But Martel is the type that stay on that nerve. And I felt like at that particular time, in that particular incident, she felt that she needed to defend herself. And I'm for it. Say what y'all want to say. I'm for it. Defend yourself. And that go for the women that's watching me. Don't take that mess. Sometimes you got to fight back. I mean, you just do. All right. But Martel is the aggressor. We know that. Like I said, he was recently arrested for DV in the 3rd degree, threatening communications. Hell, he was threatening communications right here at this fucking reunion. All right. We all know that he's guilty of said case coming up because we've seen it too many times. And can't nobody tell me different. I stand on it. And I ain't even going to say allegedly on that shit. Because I've seen you, Martel, on my TV screen, okay? Be aggressive. We can keep going back to the Vegas trip where you had to be held by Marceau when he had to jump out of a pool trying to act like he was security. We talked about it. You were lunging at this woman. You were trying to get to her. What were you going to do if you did get to her? That's the question. What were you going to do? And she only told you to get out of her room at 2:30 in the morning. When you try to sneak in there and get something, she told you no. She told you no. So because she rejected you, you became enraged and trying to lunge at this woman. Like, he is psycho, y'all. He is psycho. But let's continue. Oh, my God. All right. So Martel says that let a man say that, though, meaning what Melody says to him in terms of she put pause on him. Said, oh, yeah, but let a man say something like that, though. Okay, yeah, let a man say something like that. All right. So next up is Tiffany and Louis's segment. Okay. Now, to save my voice a little, I'm going to play the clip for them. Okay. So that you guys can hear the clip, because child, listen, I've been talking like way too much. My throat is getting kind of scratchy. I know you guys don't mind. I hope you guys don't mind. All right, let me play the clip for you guys for them. All right. All right, so which one is it that I say? Okay, yeah.
To walk away from the show. Is that a decision that you still want to stick by, or where your thought process now?
All right, so I'm gonna listen.
It was refreshing to just have our space and live our normal life. I told Louis earlier that I thoroughly enjoy the relationships that are established, and so it definitely wasn't an easy decision. It's still really hard to have to think about, because like I like it. I appreciate everybody.
We want you back. There's so many people on reality TV who don't make the decision to walk away and saying, you know what? I have to take care of myself first. What you did was so brave. And I want to say to you publicly, the door is always open for you when you're ready to come back, especially the doors at Black. Okay?
So pretty much Tiffany was saying that she experienced postpartum depression after she had her son, in which we all know she and Louis were having some marital issues. He was starting to work more. He wasn't around the house more to kind of help her with Ace. A lot of people were thinking that he was maybe punishing her since he really didn't want the baby anyway, and it was more so Tiffany wanting this baby, but he was just saying he was burying himself in his work, and it was starting to affect Tiffany to where he didn't really realize that she was really going through postpartum. I don't think she knew what it was at the time. She just knew that something was off with her. Postpartum can be a very dangerous thing. Thank God I didn't have it when I had my child. But a lot of women go through that, having postpartum. A lot of women sometimes unalive their children when they go through postpartum. So you have to really, really be able to catch it and get the help that you need in the time, in a presentable time, so that you can be on top of that, because it can be very depressing. It can. But bottom line, Tiffany and Louis, I feel like they did need to take a break from the show to deal with their marital issues, to deal with Tiffany kind of, because her kids are older now, to kind of, get herself back in line with having a newborn in the house. That's a lot. Having a newborn is a lot of work. I remember my son was a baby. Like, you're having sleepless nights. You're very tired. So she needed to, I don't think she should have tried to still film and be on the show. And then she didn't have the support, like she was saying, from Louis. Like, it was a lot. They looked very disconnected this season. Louis looked very disconnected from her when they went and sat down in the park and they were trying to talk and she was pouring her heart out to him. He looked very disconnected. He couldn't even look at her. He was looking off at maybe a squirrel or whatever it was over there that he was looking at while they were sitting down in the park. And it was kind of sad to watch. It was very sad to watch, but Carlos did extend the invitation for them to come back if and when they get things back in order to where they're comfortable filming again. So I guess that's great. A lot of people saying they don't want to see them come back because they brought nothing to the show. And then some people were saying, oh, we miss Tiffany and Louis being on the show. I don't know. For me, I don't feel like they gave anything, and I'm not trying to be insensitive to what she's going through, but personally, I don't think they should come back. I think that Nell and Chris should take their spot, because I feel they gave more. They came in the door just talking about their family, opening up and telling everything, more so than the Scotts, I feel like. So I think that they should be replaced with Nell and Chris Fletcher. Okay, that's what I feel. I just feel that. I think Tiffany needs to focus on raising her baby and getting her marriage back on track. Okay. But the cast, they don't want to see them leave the show. Tiffany became very emotional because it's something that she said she enjoyed filming, but at the time it was just so overwhelming. All right. So the next scene, honey, is Betty Kruger. Lord, we get to the end, guys. Betty Kruger's scene is next. And Stormy's cousin Junior is also sitting on the stage as well. Carlos introduces Betty. Carlos speaks to Betty, and she gives this dry hate to where Carlos, and her face all scrunched up. She always looked mad for no reason. Carlos then asks her if, said, Betty, do you want to be here? And she just kind of looks like, whatever. Okay. She says, yeah, but she looked like whatever. Okay. Her whole energy was off, as it's always off. Betty is very mean spirited. I don't like her. Betty, if you watching my show, fuck you. I don't like you because you give mean girl bully energy. I don't like people like that because you don't have a reason to be. And you do it with everybody that you feel you can do it with. But it's going to stop here. If you ever come over here with that mess, I'm going to have to read you down. I'm sorry. I know you somebody, mama, but when you act out of order, I got to act out of order too. I'm not going to be on that Miss Betty stuff like what Melly was saying. I'm not doing that. I'm going to read your ass down like anybody else because you deserve it. You are mean-spirited. Carlos then goes on to ask Junior to stand up so that they can look at his suit, child, with all these damn tassels hanging on it, looking like a drunk-ass pallbearer. I didn't like that suit. It was too much going on. I was like, that's giving too much, Junior. Okay. Betty had on this black ruffled prom-looking dress, looking like the devil going to a damn funeral. That's how she was looking with this red hair. All right. Her face was on pit bull. Her attitude was on psychotic. And it was just a whole hot damn mess. It was a whole hot damn mess with Betty. Okay. I just was not feeling Betty. I wasn't feeling her. Carlos goes into talking to Junior about being fired from Canvas Beauty. Yawn, yawn. And their family issues with Betty and their Aunt Lisa or whatever. So production then rolls tape back to their family issues and Junior being brought back to Canvas Beauty after he was fired, where Courtney actually hired him back. Betty is mad because she has to take care of her mom when she says she doesn't have the proper help. My thing is, who was taking care of mama while you was at the reunion? Was mama at home hanging off the bed, child, with her head like this right here while nobody was there watching her while you was at the reunion screaming and yelling at everybody, Betty? Like, who was watching your mama while you was at the reunion is my question. Was mama left home alone like Macaulay Culkin from the damn movie while your ass was at the reunion trying to get a moment? You should have been home watching your mama. Okay, charity begins at home. Then it, y'all know the words. So Betty is seen, like I said in the clip, telling Stormy that she didn't like Melody before she even met her. She says that she was also seen at the Melody's tea party, talking crazy to Mel, telling Mel to shut up. Okay, y'all remember she told Mel to shut up after Mel tried to actually clear up some things with her and even tried to apologize if she offended Betty. Betty was like, nah, I'm gonna speak, now shut up. Y'all remember what she said at the Mel. I said, no, the hell, she didn't talk to Mel like that. The Mel was just kind of sitting there looking at her. But I was like, okay, Mel, I want you to come out of corporate mode, babe, because I need you to read her ass down. Don't sit there and let Betty talk to you like that. And the reason why she did that with Melody is because she knew she could bully her. She knew Melody was not going to get out of character with her. Okay. She knew that. But I like this new Melody at the reunion where she's snapping back because she's finally speaking. The way she snapped back at Martel, because before she would just sit there and kind of stare off into space while Martel would just be like chewing her out. But now Melody, this new Melody, she's speaking up and she's snapping back. And I like that. She needs to defend herself because for so long she sat back and she wasn't doing that. Now, Carlos asked Betty about her disdain for Melody. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to play it because I do have the clip. I do have the clip. And I want y'all to hear just how vile she is. And it's no reason. It is no reason for her to have that type of attitude towards male.
So you made a tweet and you didn't bother to go back and read any of the comments on your tweets.
Miss Betty, honestly, you have enough going on with your own family, with your sister, family, what I just saw. Worry about that. But get out of this one.
You
That's
still
what I'm saying. Get out of this one with me.
years ago.
But I'm not here for you at all.
Man,
I don't have a problem with you. I didn't have a problem with you. You're too old for me to have a problem with you. You're older than my mother. You don't know me.
You still argue with a man you've been divorced for 3 years.
Hold on, Miss Betty.
Please
No.
because I did not. Please repeat it. Please repeat it. She's a demon.
That was so uncalled for. Who comes to a reunion on national television and be screaming like a psycho? That was some psycho behavior. Melody asked her to repeat what she said, and she sat there and started screaming, I don't know. And it got to the point to where Stormy was telling her mom, calm down, mom, be quiet. And then I actually had to call her Betty. And she was still going. She had that much disdain and hate towards Melody, somebody who Melody don't ever be in a room with her, don't ever rub arms with her, don't interact with her, period. And you act like this woman has done so much to you. It's crazy. It's psychotic. It's stalkerish. It's black. What is it? Single black female. It's all of that. You don't have a reason not to like this girl except for the fact that you are jealous of the fact that your daughter does not have the same bosshood as Melody. You are. You mad that Stormy ain't up there where Melody is in business, in life, nothing. You were able to say before, oh, Stormy got a big old nice house. Okay, Melody lives in a nice house. Stormy got all this. Stormy got that. Stormy drives a G-Wagon. Melody drives a G-Wagon. Stormy got all these businesses that's doing so well. Melody has all these businesses that's doing so well. You always like to compare Stormy to other people, but Stormy got more lawsuits than a little bit. Stormy stay in court being sued because she don't pay nobody, and she's a bad businesswoman. Running around here talking about all the money that she makes on social media, but obviously you're not paying it to the people that you owe, period. Betty is jealous that her daughter does not get the same love and or attention that Melody gets from this show. Melody is the star of the show. Stormy came in the door thinking that all the things that she had in or acquired and this canvas beauty bullshit was going to push her on the fans of Melody's fans to make them turn on Melody and like her and make her the star of the show. And it didn't happen. Stormy came on this show being hated by everyone on the fucking show. They didn't like her. They didn't see it for her because they felt like she had an ulterior motive to be coming against Mel. They didn't like it from the start. It gave fake vibes from the start, period. And I said it earlier in my live, in my pop-in. Stormy always gassed Betty up to be saying and doing stuff and act surprised when she do it, like she did at the reunion. All the stuff that Betty was spewing out was stuff that Stormy done sat back and said to her. Then you sit there and act surprised. Betty, no. You initiated this mess, Stormy. You could have shut this down. But then again, Betty do be sitting in the little chats. Betty do be sitting in the little chats because she did admit that she watched the show from season 1. So she kind of knows what's going on the show. And she did that because she and Stormy were plotting to get on this show. I said it before. Stormy was trying to get on Bell Collective and it didn't happen. She's been trying to be on reality TV for a while. So she used Melody trying to be fake friends with her, as I said before, as a means to get on this show. And now that she's on the show, she's not getting received as she thought she would. And she's blaming Melody. That's not Melody's fault that her people said something negative about you in the comments. Melody don't have to check nobody on your behalf. Everybody can post whatever they want to post as related to whatever topic is on there. Melody don't need to go on there and check none of her millimeters according to what they have to say. She don't have to check nobody. Just like I'm not checking nobody that if they go in the comments and they say something to somebody else, that's y'all battle. As long as it's not too disrespectful. As long as it's not too disrespectful, I'm not about to sit here and referee nobody in the comments. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do it. And Melody is not going to do it either with her millimeters. Stormy, if it's too much for you, get off the show. Stay off social media. And tell your mama to stay off too. For her to have so much to do, for her to be so busy that she said, I don't have no time, no personal time for me. You sure do have time to hop your ass on social media and be messy. You sure do have time to hop your ass on social media and be talking junk in the no holds bar. I'm going to say it right here on my channel, on the no holds bar on Facebook about Melody. You do. That's all they do. It's like a hate group for Melody. Where they go on that Facebook post and they say all types of negative stuff about Melody. I've seen it. And Betty be right up in there with them. Right up in there with them. Now, when this particular episode aired, I talked about it before. I'm going to read it again for those of you that didn't see it. Okay. Betty made a post, which was very, very fucking disrespectful. Let me show it again so you guys know I ain't just reading something. That's her name there, Betty Steele. She hopped in that same Facebook group being messy towards Mel. She says, yes, I am a demon and I am on demon time. Ski mask slump God. Like, what is that supposed to be? Like, sit down. Sit down. You somebody's mama, somebody's grandma, and you on national TV acting like that. That is, girl, get out of here. Melody called her a demon when she yelled at her. So now she goes, yes, I'm a demon. I'm on demon time. Girl, I didn't like the way she sat up on Mel. I didn't like that. Whenever Carlos asked Betty, what is her issue with Mel? I didn't like how she sat up like she was going to try to comfort her in a physical way. I don't like that. I said it before. Don't sit up on me because I'm going to take that as you trying to threaten me. And we don't do those. We don't do those. If I was Melody before Carlos would have called Betty's ass out on that stage, I would have already had my boots unzipped. Because just in case your ass decide to run up over here, you're going to get the surprise of your life. I ain't scuffing up my good boots, my good thigh-high boots on you, baby. They're going to already be unzipped. Because you don't never know what a calculating, evil individual like Betty will be on. She set up on Mel when she was asked a question like she was going to run over there and put paws on her. And I didn't like that. That was very inappropriate. And Carlos should have sat that down. He should have sat her down and he should have asked her ass to leave the stage. And that's the problem I have with Carlos. He allowed these mamas to come on here and be disrespecting other people. You're not even Melody's peer. So why would you have such an issue with somebody who's not even your peer? She is your daughter, Stormy, around her age. So why you got such a problem with somebody your daughter's age? Why you always speaking up for Stormy like Wanda be speaking up for Tisha? These mamas need to stay their ass off the show. Mamas, y'all stay off the show. Stay off the show. You don't bring nothing to the show anyway, okay? You don't bring nothing to the show. You are irrelevant. Stormy, you irrelevant. You ain't brought nothing this season. Them fake ass storylines about your family this, your family that, cousin Junior being fired from Canvas Beauty. All that shit is fake. You don't have nothing going on. You ain't talking about your court battles. That should be your storyline because you do stay in court. That's your life. You ain't talking about all the people that you owe and all them damn orders that your ass had backed up in the thousands. That's your real life. But you're going to have that fake mess up there about you and your family. Frying fish. Don't nobody want to see that bullshit. Get out of here. Get out of here. But anyway, Stormy says that she didn't have Melody's number to call her about said situation that she was so pressed about. But like I said before, you called her in the DMs because Melody said it on the show. You were calling her in Messenger when you didn't have her number. So you could have done the same thing if you were that pressed about it. Okay? If you were that pressed, you could have sent her a message and say, hey, Mel, can we talk? And let her call you because you know she got a track phone. She already said that. That's how she communicates with Martel. All right. If it was that important, you could have reached out to her. You know where she lived. You right there in Huntsville. Huntsville ain't but that big. Y'all gonna run into each other at some point in time. So if you didn't care then, please don't have that energy now. Like, girl, stop it. Melody says that she did not know what the millimeters were saying in the comments. Melody is a mother of 4. She runs several businesses. She stay catching flights. So she don't be having time to sit there and read every single message that somebody is saying in the message. Hell, I don't read all the messages. I don't read all the messages. When I go live, people are steady messaging. I can't read all that shit with everything I got going on. I too have several social media outlets that I manage as well. I'm on IG, I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube. I have several YouTube pages. Like, I don't have time to read everything somebody has to say. There's nothing against anybody in my chat. I be busy. I too am a mom who work a full-time job. Melody don't have time to be sitting there reading all these comments and advocating for somebody. on some bullshit that was said in a comment. Girl, bye. That was some petty mess, and that was a reason for Betty to make up this fake beef in terms of saying that that's why she didn't like Mel. I didn't like it. Stormy was yelling over Betty, trying to calm her down, like I said, as we just saw, okay? Melody says to Betty to repeat what she said because she didn't hear her. She raised her voice in terms of talking to Betty. Betty yells out to Mel that she, you know, that whatever it was that she yelled out to her, it was fucking disrespectful. And she sits back and she laughs in this real evil tone, okay? Melody then yells out that she's a demon, okay? And the episode ends there, okay? So that's it for part 2 of the reunion. I give it an 8 only because of Mel and Martel's interaction, okay? And Martel shimmying up off the stage. That shit was funny to me. I'll give it an 8 just for that. Melly and Martel's segment was the funniest. Mel and Betty's segment kind of helped push it over as well, okay? Next part, which is part 3 of the reunion, Carlos is going to ask Nell how she knew that Chris Fletcher was cheating on her, which Nell kind of looks like, oh, I kind of don't want to talk about this. She looked kind of thrown off by that question as well. I know she's tired of talking about it, but you are on a reality show, so that was your reality, and you're going to have to talk about it. So Carlos then asked Martel who the woman was that he brought to the house in Houston after hours, okay? And how long was she actually there? Martel says about an hour and a half, okay? So Carlos says that that's all you need, an hour and a half in terms of to pleasing said woman, because Mel already said he don't be doing shit over there. So Martel says, yeah, says that I get the job done quick. But then he called himself and thought about it and then went back and said, I mean, she got the job done quick. No, it was you, Martel. You said it right the first time. Don't try to clean it up. Mel already said that you ain't even make her have a, you didn't please her and make her make the old sound when y'all were married. So you said it right the first time that, yeah, you get the job done in an hour, in that time. I don't even think you take an hour and a half. I'm going to give you 5 minutes because you look like you. Anyway, Carlos then says that did he bring the woman to did he bring the woman to make you jealous, Mel? Okay, so then Kimmy inserts herself into the situation with her Jermaine Jackson jawline, and she says that Mel, didn't you get a massage too? Okay, so Melody and Martel, of course, they start arguing again. Melody then says that Martel says that you lied to everybody so much. All right. Martel, he starts yelling at Mel, telling her to stop. Says that I don't like that. And says, don't call me a liar. Melody says, don't call you a liar. So then Martel goes on to say that, what am I lying about? Says, I'm sorry, Carlos. Like, stop. What am I lying about? So everything, Martel. Okay. Carlos, he kind of looks like, oh, wow. At the two of them kind of going back and forth, yelling at each other. So Carlos then asked Kiki if she would like to reconcile her friendship and her relationship with Tisha. And Tisha says that she don't know because Kiki blocked her daughter's number out of her daughter's phone, used her daughter's phone to block Tisha's daughter's phone so that the two of them could not communicate, okay? So Kiki says to Tisha, says that I never did that. Says, when did I do that? I would never do that, all right? So then Carlos says that, do you think that, Marceau says that, do you think that Tisha's capable of cheating, Marceau, on you? Marceau says, what? Does she have a vagina and a mouth? And then Tisha says, what? And then, of course, that segment ends. Okay, so that's what's going to happen in part 3 of the reunion. Tisha's sitting there looking confused, like, what? But that's it, guys. That is it, and that is all. I hope you guys enjoyed the review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, part 2 of the reunion, season 6, episode 33. Part 3 will be episode 34 of season 6. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed it. Please hit the like button. We got up to 900 and something people in the chat. Thank y'all so much for coming over and spending your Sunday with me. We will have Car Chronicles tomorrow. I will push it back slightly because it is MLK Day. I am off. Thank the Lord. So I do want to sleep in slightly, but we will have Car Chronicles tomorrow. I'm going to send out the notification. I'll probably hop on about 10-ish. Okay, about 10:30. Because I want to sleep in a little bit. It's been a while. But thank you guys for joining. We will have Car Chronicles, though. I will see you guys in the morning. It's kind of late. I would have done like a little quick panel, but maybe tomorrow for Car Chronicles. Okay, we'll see. You guys have a good night. Mods, thank y'all for such an awesome job tonight. Happy birthday to Dark and Lovely again, okay? I had to sing you a little bit tonight, girl. I wasn't planning on that, but that was for you. Thank you for Girlfriend Chronicles and any other content creators that joined us tonight as well, okay? Love you guys all the way down. You be safe, be blessed, and until then, goodbye.